welcome to all the participants. Welcome to the eminent panelists. Now, we're just trying to see if we are able to get Miss Kavita Verma also. I'll just give her a call and check. Is she on the panel? Basra bhai, can you just check if she's already there?
Assalamu alaikum, Kumail. Abbas bhai.
Salam. Kaise?
And Fatima.
Alaikum assalam.
Yeah, Kavita
Thank you
ma'am
so
has
much for
joined.
your time. Kavita has joined us?
Yeah.
Kavita, hi. Can you hear us? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Where are you, Kavita? Oh yeah, you're here. Kavita, would you be comfortable with the camera on, or how is it? Feel comfortable? It would be great if people can get to see you.
Yes.
Hi, Kavita. Good. Thank you so much for your time. It really means a lot. We've got Nishath Kirmani Ali. We've got Gulam Abbas M Nassur bhai. We've also got a lot of other attendees on this a different workshop that I've ever conducted in my life. It's always been about education, business, but this is going to be more of a learning personally, and I hope there could be a lot of things that we as a society can better ourselves as human beings, as a society, as a community, right? So really appreciate your time, and to all the participants, Salam Alaikum, Namaskar, Adab, wholeheartedly from the team Yazahara. And thank you so much, Abbas Abid Sahab and Yazahara team for giving us this platform, right? These are sensitive topics which are probably discussed in closed room, probably discussed in the respective communities, but to make it publicly open, creating awareness, it really means a lot. Thank you so much, Yazahara Trust, for giving us this opportunity. I'm not too sure if I'm able to do justice for the 2 hours that we have, but with Kavita Verma, Nishath Kirmani, and Gulam Abbas bhai, who are the real heroes, the real soldiers, the real fighters. Let's begin. Yeah. So we welcome all the participants. Thank you so much for joining in, and for those who are also watching us live on YouTube. Thank you so much for your time on a Sunday morning. Really means a lot. And I hope that we all, as a society, as a community, can learn from each other. So we have, Miss Kavita Verma. Kavita Verma, I have very, I don't know, how do I start? But you are a warrior. You have seen both sides of the world. We would like to hear it from you. Tell us a little more about who you are, what do you do, your career, your life, your childhood, and then probably we will move on to Nishad and Gulam bhai, and then let's make this discussion interesting and as communicative as it is.
Okay, so good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for inviting me. Like, this is the first invitation, so I'm thoda sa nervous and thoda bahut excitement.
You are a family now, so we are going to be as casual as it can be. Don't be nervous. You're all good.
Yeah. Thank you. अगर कुछ mistakes हो जाए तो please sorry. पहले advance में sorry. Okay.
You're
but
awesome.
You can ask me 2 बार 3 बार. Please ask.
Sure.
So see, my name is Kavita Verma. I'm born and brought up in Delhi. So after marriage, I shifted here in Bangalore. So I was very young. Maybe उस time पे तो 20s में ही शादी हो जाती थी. So I was in my 20s, very young, excited. And new city, Bangalore उस time पे, oh my God, बहुत सुंदर होता था. So within like 1 year, my daughter born. And then till 1 year, everything was... somebody is asking something?
Nahi.
Nahi? Okay.
Fatih, if you can just mute people who are listening to us, our audience, I request you guys to put yourself on mute. You can keep the camera on. We would love to see you all, but yeah, we would definitely take your questions as we go ahead. So please continue, Ms. Kavita.
Yeah. So like education background बहुत simple है. Just arts का student और बहुत ज़्यादा study में कभी नहीं खर्च किया मैंने. I was very bad at studies. And those days ना 90s days वो पूरा होता था ना फिल्मी वाला कि बस शादी हो जाए, that's it, एक अच्छा घर मिल जाए, that's it. वो बहुत होता था. But then after 1 year of marriage, my daughter born, and then till 1 year was normal बच्चे की तरह, but always the speech part was always missing. जो एक छोटा बच्चा बै 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 तै तै करता है, babble करता है, वो हमेशा एक missing था. But otherwise everything was normal, physically normal, smile कर रही है, सब कुछ कर रही है. Then after 1.5 year का जब हो गई, then people started noticing कि अरे कोई चीज गिर रही है, but your daughter is not responding. वो सुनाई देता है उसको कि नहीं देता है. तो आई थॉट नहीं नहीं, एंड एज ए मदर ना, पहले आप बोल नहीं नहीं कुछ कुछ नहीं हुआ है, शी इज फाइन. लाइक बच्चे करते हैं ना, छोटा बच्चा है, दे बिहेव लाइक दैट, इट्स ओके. But then after some time, 2 year, 3 year, you started realizing कि नहीं कुछ तो there's something wrong with your child. क्योंकि जब आप दूसरे बच्चों को देखते हो, अपने फैमिली में दूसरे बच्चों को देखते हो, एंड नेबर्स में दूसरे बच्चों को देखते हो, यू स्टार्ट फीलिंग ना कि नहीं, वाई माई चाइल्ड इज बिहेविंग डिफरेंटली एंड दूसरे बच्चे तो डिफरेंट है. एंड दोज डेज वी डोंट हैव दिस गूगल कि हम लोग कुछ कर ले. देन हमारा मदर्स, अरे इट्स ओके, जस्ट स्पीच डिले है, सब ठीक हो जाएगा आफ्टर सम. मेरे मामा का लड़का भी 5 साल में बोला तो एवरीथिंग विल बी फाइन, वो भी एक रहता है. तो उस वजह से थोड़ा सा डिले होता ही है. बट वी वर वेरी लकी, somebody told कि नहीं नहीं, there is a Bangalore Children Hospital, I think VV Puram. We are staying in HSR layout, and VV Puram, you can imagine the distance in Bangalore those days, where no auto, no cab, no Ola, Uber, kuch bhi nahi. Only depending on husband ki take a holiday or half day and then take us to the hospital for therapy and all. So there we met the Dr. Deepak Sharan, I think. I'm sorry if I don't remember his name. So Deepak Sharan told us कि see ये problem, this is autism, and autism बच्चों में होता है. And he told very long theory story, and those days, like as a mother you don't understand ना कि कुछ problem है तो give some medicine ना ठीक हो जाएगा. वो सबसे पहले यही होता है. एंड थेरेपी, व्हाट इज थेरेपी? थेरेपी तो मतलब मेंटल पेशेंट के लिए होती है ना, नॉट फॉर द चिल्ड्रन. तो वो भी एक, लाइक एज ए मदर आप एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हो ना कि नहीं, डॉक्टर गिव सम मेडिसिन ना, शी विल बी फाइन. इतना छोटा बच्चा है, शी इज वेरी नॉटी, रनिंग हियर एंड देयर, शी इज नॉट लुकिंग एट हर पेरेंट्स, शी इज नॉट रिस्पॉन्डिंग द नॉइज. एंड अगर यू वोंट बिलीव, वन डे आई जस्ट एक्सपेरिमेंट दिस, आई लेफ्ट माई डॉटर ऑन द रोड कि लेट्स सी क्या करती है वो. And she was just walking, like 2 years का बच्चा, she was just walking without turning her head कि mama papa is there or not. That connection was not there. Like बच्चे का वो connection miss हो जाता है. I don't know कैसे होता है. Like अपना ही own world में होते हैं, mostly in her own world. It was very shocking for me कि यार, like what is wrong with her? Like हम छोटे बच्चे तो they always search for their mothers and father, and ये बच्चा रोड पे चलता जा रहा है, चलता है, keep walking, keep walking. Oh my God. But somehow Deepak Sharan told us कि नहीं, आप therapies लो, speech therapy होता है, occupational therapy होता है, please start taking therapies. आप भी इसके बारे में पढ़िए. Then I met one more special educator. She encouraged me कि please join the course, diploma. Yeah, some voice.
I'm just going to stop you for a second here. Can I request all the participants to kindly mute because we will take your questions, and Yazera moderators, if you can monitor the silent options for people to mute as they join in. If that control is being taken, it will be great for our flow to not be disturbed. While we respect that each one of you are giving us your time, we will definitely take your questions. Sorry for the interruption. Kavita, please continue.
Yeah. So then we started therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, and it was little difficult from HSR to VV Puram travel karna. It was difficult, but somehow we managed. So then I met a special educator. She told me कि अगर if you want to understand the autism, do this diploma course in autism. So you'll understand more. Then you will meet more parents. If you see the more children, then you'll understand कि और भी बच्चे हैं. There are more kids. They have autism and all. Then I joined this KPMRC college in Bangalore, and then I saw, array, so many parents were there. Even our professor, they shared like they have children with autism, like bade bade bache. they shared their experience कि future में आपको you have to face these problem, तो please start working aerial things, activities for daily living, उनको independent बनाइए. तो I think our professor, that special educator who used to take my daughter's session, those people helped me a lot. Like they gave me very good direction कि इस direction में जाइए. But वहां तक जाना, वो अचीव करना, that's my hard work और मेरा टाइम और जो भी, but support from my family और society जो भी. But the hard work was mine. मैं credit किसी को नहीं देती. That credit is mine. That hard
You
work is
deserve it.
mine.
You deserve
Yeah.
every credit of that. Yes.
Yeah. So उसके बाद मुझे इंटरेस्ट आया कि autism is very interesting topic when I see दो other kids. And like honestly, मेरे पास में I met few parents. They said कि are you mad? You want to work with other kids? मतलब अपना बच्चा भी संभालो and दूसरे बच्चे को भी you are handling. Like how will you like manage? I said नहीं, it is very interesting thing यार. These children are very innocent. Trust me, very innocent. I know they have their behavior issues and all, but otherwise they are very innocent. अगर मेरे को बोलोगे 10 अडल्ट लोगों के बीच में बैठ के बात करो, मे बी मैं थोड़ा नर्वस हो जाऊंगी, बट इफ यू मेक मी सिट विथ 5 स्पेशल चिल्ड्रन, आई विल बी वेरी हैप्पी बिकॉज इट्स वेरी इजी टू कम्युनिकेट विद देम. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू कम्युनिकेट हियर. सॉरी, इधर मैं किसी को नहीं बोल रही हूँ, जस्ट शेयरिंग अ एक्सपीरियंस.
Please.
So yeah, so then interest वहां से आया. Still I'm working, like now my daughter is 22, she's independent,
22
but
years.
like
22
still
years.
we
Wow.
have some other issues also, because when she was 15 years old, then she got seizures attack. I know if you, I don't know अगर आप जानते हैं seizures के बारे में.
जी.
तो वो भी एक कंडीशन होता है. सम बच्चों में बाय बर्थ होता है, बट सम बच्चों में व्हेन दे स्टार्ट देयर टीनेज 14 और 15 का एज, उनको सीजर्स अटैक भी होता है. एंड दैट कंडीशन आल्सो वेरी डिफिकल्ट. वी वर इन हॉस्पिटल फॉर 2 days. ये दिस टेस्ट दैट टेस्ट, ये करो वो करो, एवरीथिंग वाज नॉर्मल. जस्ट वी स्टार्टेड मेडिकेशन की अब करना क्या है. डॉक्टर गेव दिस मेडिकेशन, स्टिल शी इज ऑन मेडिकेशन, बट वी हैव टू बी वेरी अलर्ट कि उसको ज्यादा स्ट्रेस नहीं देना, उसको ज्यादा ट्रॉमा नहीं होना चाहिए. तो दैट स्ट्रेस, मतलब दैट वर्क इज स्टिल गोइंग ऑन. स्टिल like my, I will give you one, like मेरा खुद का तारीफ करती हूँ. My ex boss where I was working 2 years back, she still give this example to her team कि learn from Kavita. Her daughter got seizure when she was driving the car and daughter was sitting backside her. Signal पे बैठी, like I was on the signal and she got first seizure and I was blank कि like what is happening, because her body was shaking and nobody will help you. Nobody will help you. सब pam 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 pam, they will horn कि अरे चलो clear करो. I just call my husband कि this happened, what should I do? Like I was like पूरा nervous कि क्या करूँ, I can't drive and all. My husband said stop, just come home. And then somehow I reached home. We went to the doctor. ये वो 2 days we were in hospital. Third day I'm back to the work because हमने medication start कर दिया. I said हम लोग we can't sit and cry, ये हो गया वो हो गया. Okay, doctor said medications only will help your child. You have to be like very regular medication के बारे में, and then she will be fine. So till 5 years, no seizure attack, but the moment you will miss the medicine, seizure will come. So yeah, so still I'm working, like right now I'm working only one-on-one session. I take session from home. So right now 9 to 5 job I'm not doing. 2 years back I was doing. That timing was too much. Then थोड़ा और personal things ये वो करके. So now I'm working only from home. I take sessions, very small children, 4 year or 5 year. Sometime I counsel the parents whoever coming to me कि आपको क्या करना है फ्यूचर में, बच्चे को कैसे हैंडल करना है. So yeah, mostly my parents who are coming for to me for session, quite happy. Few parents they understand this thing, the struggle or जो भी है future में जो भी होने वाला, but few parents is still not ready to understand. But yeah, I can just give them direction. अब करना उन्हीं को है. They only have to follow or they only have to do work. So yeah, I'm still doing the work with special children only. Yeah, that's my story. Kumail ji, I can't hear you. Yeah, mic आपका off है.
ये एक्चुअली क्या हो
For a
गया था?
change, we've muted the host. For a change, we've muted the host.
What happened is, Kavita ji, while I was listening to you, I think the administrators सबको unmute करने का option निकाल दिए थे. तो I'm the host, तो मैं अपने आप को unmute नहीं कर सक रहा था. So I was consciously listening out to you. I was trying to reach out to my team of Yazera. Thank you so much, Yazera team, for unmuting me. It feels good to talk again. So Kavita ji, thank you so much. I mean, that is really. I mean, सुनना आसान है, बोलना आसान है. जो आप पे गुजरी है, what you're going through, 22 years is not a joke. Yeah, so we will come back to you in terms of understanding more in detail. There are some questions in the chat. We will take that for sure. But since this is the beginning of our event, we have heard your story. We want to know more and how we can develop ourselves as a society. And now I take all my attention to Nishath Kirmani Ali. Nishad, Salam Alaikum. Nishad is my blood, my
Walaikum
sister,
salam.
my family. We have right from childhood days, my elder sister, hasi mazak, ladai jagade, with all that stuff. Today, when I'm sitting as a panelist, as a host, talking to you as a mother, as a warrior, as a woman of pride, woman of strength, women of success, I look up to you, Nishad. I'm not saying this because you're my sister, but I'm super proud that you are, and I am part of the family. And welcome to you. Welcome. And really means a lot. If you had not initiated this question about when we did our first session about career counseling for general people, 8, 9, 10 standard, you put across the question, what about children with special needs? And Zishan Aga, Yazera TV, Bakar Abbas, everybody said, no, we have to do it. अगर हमारे community में 5 बच्चे भी होंगे, we will do this event, because even a single kid should not miss out on the opportunity. And this is the reason that we are here. And thank you so much for initiating this. We would like to hear your story, Nishad, from yourself, your childhood, your education, your journey as to how did you become what you are today, a woman of pride.
Sure. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Hello and happy Sunday to everybody. First of all, let me begin with thanking Yazera TV for this beautiful initiative. There are so many social causes out there, but, it takes a lot of heart and effort to put something across which is really useful and can inspire and make a difference to many people. So thank you so much, Yazera TV, and thank you so much, my little brother, for that lovely introduction, full of love and heart. Thank you. I resonate the same with everybody of, the success story that you have climbed up. And today we're sitting up here and you are the host and you're asking your big sister, huh? Remember?
Yes.
Big sister question. So Alhamdulillah and Shukr Alhamdulillah for everything. So I begin with, let me keep it very brief because, it's an ocean out there and I can go on. I studied born and brought up in Bangalore. Everybody knows that. And I did my degree in psychology. And then as Kavita said, those were the times where we had to get married at that particular age. Got married and settled in America. And until I had Heather within 2 years of time. And then everything was nice, rosy, until he turned about 3. And 3 was the time where I realized that something was amiss. Speech delays, as Kavita mentioned. That is the first thing that you actually notice in a child. But it can be earlier pointers and severe conditions as well, where you don't get an eye contact from the child. So which could be much earlier than as early as, 8 to 10 months of life. of a child's life.
Oh.
So, but Heather completed his milestones as a normal child would, whether it was moving around, pincer grips, locomotor skills, gross motor or fine motor skills, everything was bang on time. It was just the speech factor that was not coming in. And I was just a little concerned, but not really didn't know what autism was back then, until boom, 3.8 years, I lost Fahir, my husband, Heather's father. And then the world changed. Um, I came down to India, and then it was not until then also that I found something amiss with him, until I enrolled Heather into a play school up here in Richmond Town. So the play school teacher was the first one to point out, Mrs. Mani, if I could mention, it was a Richmond nursery, and a lot of our children from the community have gone to her. So she noticed something amiss and said, the child is a loner, is isolated, not mixing around. There's something to do, and please check what's going on. So at that particular time, and by the way, he used to sing beautifully back then. 3.8, he couldn't pick up a conversation. He could not respond to your questions. But at 3.8, he would be singing Bhar De Jholi, just like a pro. And that amazed me. I'm like, he's unable to pick up a conversation, but he's humming the tune to the perfection, and he is saying the lyrics. So at that particular time, then I said, okay, there is something amiss when she said, and then he would be a climber. He would climb up cupboards like a cat. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, and it would be difficult for me, and we would be scared, like he's climbing up the cupboards. And then at the play school, he would climb up the teacher's building to the first floor, and she got scared, and she like, something happens to the child, what do I do? So what she asked me to come and monitor him, and I used to literally sit for those 2 hours just noticing him, making sure he's okay, safe. But he would be playing aside the children. So I have a lot to talk about autism, and then I would come back. So talking about myself, then I came back here, and I also did my diploma in autism. I enrolled into Spastic Society of India because I wanted to know what was happening with my child. I didn't want to be going to therapies and taking him to therapies all my life and not know what is actually happening. So I said, let me empower myself. Let me know what is the actual crux of why he is behaving in a certain way. And I enrolled in the diploma of autism with the Spastics, which is RCI associated. It is certified by RCI, which is the Rehabilitation Council of India, which is the disability body of India, the government of India. So RCI courses are very highly regarded and most preferred everywhere. So that was when I studied while I was taking Heather to therapies and programs, and after that, while I was in the US also, I did not stop my education. I was doing child development classes up there, world history, and I wanted to basically convert my degree here into a degree of the US. So because the degrees of India are not recognized because they did not have enough units as what they call. So I was studying up there as well, while this tragedy happened in my life, and then I had to come here, and then I was back into studies and back into education once I came back here. And while I was a single mom, and yeah, I must say that I also got pregnant with Hamza while I was doing my diploma, and I attended my graduation ceremony while I was 8 months pregnant. I was walking there to receive my certificates. Wow. So yes, it has been a journey. And ilm doesn't stop, I would say. Yeah. Education should not stop. You're learning every day.
Brilliant, Nishad, brilliant. I mean, would you like to tell us more about your, I mean, of course, you also represented the United Nations. What was that journey all about?
Yes. So while I was doing my diploma, there were a lot of parents also with special needs who were doing the diploma, and then we had lecturers and mentors and professors who were running successful centers of children with special needs.
Hmm.
And so one of the my lecturers and my mentors, Mrs. Kavita Sharma, she I
Kavita
don't know what
Verma,
she
Kavita
saw in
Sharma. Yes.
yes. So she saw something in me and she said, why don't you get on the NGO? I want you to work for the Autism Society of India, because she was one of the founder members then.
Hmm.
So she said, get on the NGO, and I think you can make a lot of difference. And we want young youth like you, and yes, so on and so forth. So I thought it was a great platform for me to make a difference in a lot more lives, not only my child. So, and by then I had started working with special need children at the Spastics, which is a huge umbrella of all disabilities. Spastic Society of Karnataka is amazing. It is the most affordable and most, I would say, experienced and very well in structured place, funded and government affiliated, for all kinds of disabilities. It's just not autism. They have cerebral palsy, MR, all IDDs, and every intellectual disability and physical disability facilities and resources up there. They've got a beautiful campus in Indiranagar. So, so at that particular time, I took the responsibility of getting aboard the Autism Society of India, and I represented that NGO for 2 terms as the president, and now I'm currently the joint secretary. And that's where we were running a program called Prayas, which was a computer skilled based training center for children with special needs. And Prayas was nominated at the United Nations for the Sustainable Awards
Wow.
in the social cause category. And so there I was very honored and very blessed to be given the opportunity to go and represent my NGO. And I was at the United Nations with so many other NGOs of the world, um, in the category of social causes. And then we were recognized. Our work was shown up at the United Nations. And we did not win the category, but one of the NGOs from Bangalore called AMBA, they run a vocational center for data entry.
Wow.
So they won, and it was a moment of pride just to be there, just to be amongst people who are doing good stuff for the world. And that was my journey. So it was a very important part of me and my journey of being a representative of autism, of special needs at the United Nations.
You
Pleasure.
represented not just people of autism or your NGO, you represented the entire country. You represented a family, of course. You represented everybody.
Thank you.
And we're super proud of you, Nishad. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
sharing with us
Thank you.
your life journey. We will talk more, exclusively, talking about autism and other areas that we as a society can grow. So I would like to invite our third panelist, Gulam Abbas Nassur Bhai. Gulam Bhai, sorry to keep you waiting because Women's Day, of course, right? So Women's Day, we will let the
Absolutely right.
ladies talk first.
Yeah, yeah.
So to all the ladies, belated Women's Day. Every day is a Women's Day, but there is a day dedicated for you all. We are super proud of everything that you have done. Super proud of every woman on earth. My mother, my sister, my wife, my future babies, maybe. so,
Inshallah.
Nasir bhai, thank you so much. Okay. How does it feel? How does it feel? Not many of them would know your journey. They would have seen you.
लीना क्या पूरा दिन सोगी क्या?
Alisa, put yourself on mute. We heard you. Somebody's sleeping. Nevertheless, so So, Gulam Bhai, thank you so much for coming in
Thank you
here.
so much. Thank you so
Really
much.
means a lot. Everybody in our community, the Shia community of Richmond Town, knows you as a person who moves around on a wheelchair. But nobody really knows the pain of 51 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody, I mean, it's easy for us to see, Are, koi bimar hai, koi, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But we are here to dig deeper and find out the reality of how every day of yours is a struggle, is a challenge, and how are you fighting daily, every day. Yeah, so we would
Yeah,
like to
Karibai.
hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
If you can, brief it up in introducing yourself,
Ji bhai.
your background, so that we will
Ji.
come and address more questions
Ji.
as we proceed.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum to everyone.
Alaikum salam.
Yazara TV, Kirisab, and all the panel members and all the participants who are watching. Thank you so much once again. I think I would just start off my life from the beginning. At the age of about 3, I was supposed to have been diagnosed with some kind of health issue, where I used to walk and fall down. And as time went by, things were getting more and more difficult. I used to walk a little and fall down, walk a little and fall down. But we are not able to come to the correct diagnosis of my health issue. Much later, once when my biopsy was done in my hands, we found out the problem is called as spinal column muscular atrophy. Spinal column muscular atrophy, which basically affects your complete system from head to toe. And by the age of around 15, 16, I had become wheelchair bound.
Oh,
So in my schooling days, I used to walk. I studied in Bishop Cotton Boys School, and I used to walk with great amount of difficulty. And somehow I managed to sit in class, see people playing. But it was a very tough situation in those days also for me. But I managed to get through my schooling. Then I joined St. Joseph's College of Commerce, where my dad used to drop me every day on his scooter to college. But I was just able to manage even going to college. When I was diagnosed with this problem of spinal column muscular atrophy, I also began to realize that, I'm finding things very difficult, not only physically, but also mentally, right? And, but I kept pushing myself, carrying on, carrying on. And there came a situation where in life when I would like to emphasize on one very important thing is family. My family, that's comprising of obviously of my father and mother, supported me to the maximum, no limits. They did everything possible, everything possible. You name the doctors, you name the physicians, you name the Ayurveda, Unani, homeopathic, everything possible was done where they could find a solution for this problem. Of course, the support which they were giving us was, absolutely uh, fantastic. No, they were not letting me, just lose myself.
gee.
One incident which I would like to narrate, while I was in my college, I'm probably going from here to there, but I would like to, just give it in a brief, was once Haji Saab, which I call as Dada Saab, he had come to our house for breakfast, just late, Justice Mir Iqbal Hussain Sahab. He came to the house and over a breakfast, I had a great amount of affection for him and likewise. So I asked Haji Saab, what is your advice to the youth of today? So he said, Beta, I'll be quoting one quote of Allah, Dr. Allama Iqbal Sahib. And he said, Yaqi mahkam, Yaqi mahkam, amal peham, जहाद जिंदगानी में
Wow.
ये है मर्दों की शमशीरें
Oof.
यकीन महकम अमल पे हम जिहाद जिंदगानी में ये है मर्दों की शमशीरें so
Sham.
basically keep your faith to the eternal love all
Wow. Wow.
and in the battle of life these are the swords of the men
Wow.
so this
Wow.
particular saying has been embedded in my head since the last probably 37 years now
Wow.
seeing this particular personality the strength is to come but that was one very important incident in my life. As soon as I finished my college, finished my degree from St. Joseph's College of Commerce, I was in a dilemma what to do in life. The idea was over here we were discussing on what is the probability of the situation. So then came a very important gentleman in my life, Mr. Hafiz Hussain, late Mir Hafiz Hussain, who himself was an insurance consultant. He came forward and told my father, Babju, we will make Abbas an insurance agent. Although he was himself an agent, he
Yeah.
made me a life insurance agent. And
Wow.
that was the start of my financial career. At the age of 18, I was one of the earliest joinees in the insurance sector. Okay, the second situation was done. Now, what do we do? So Abbas is an insurance agent. Abbas is going to find, he's just finished his college life. I have to have some place to sit. Then the third saint came into my life, my brother-in-law, Mir Manzoor Hussain, who set up an office for me, a total office where he made me sit in his office and he gave me the complete control of the office to take care of his office.
Wow.
So thankful, I'm really thankful to all these great mentors in my life. What I'm trying to emphasize is the role of the family. The role of the family. The problem I will discuss a little more later, but the
Ji.
role of the family. The most important thing in life is your immediate family. Like how Nishad said, how the fight which he's taken in life, what Madam Kavita said, the fight which she's taking in life. So my parents fought for me in every bit of life.
Ji.
Right? They fought for me in every bit of life, gave me the support, the backing, the education. Then my immediate family, Haji Saab, Hafiz Saab, and my brother-in-law, Mir Manzoor Hussain, they laid the foundation for me. And my sister, my brother, I would like to mention them also. And of course, now, subsequently, I got married, and my family, my wife, my children, all are supporting me. So it's a collective effort. It's a collective effort which gives a kind of success and support to a person in life. And I wouldn't call myself a challenged person. I would call myself a chosen one. Or we all are
Wow.
chosen. We are the privileged. We are the tested. Everyone does not get an opportunity to be tested in life.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
We are being tested in this world, and inshallah, we'll get a better place hereafter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
You
I
can.
mean, what positivity, Abbas bhai. I mean, this is going to be very emotional for me. Uh, I'm feeling so proud. I mean, I came across. I don't know if you guys know about Nas Daily, right? Nas Daily is a famous YouTuber, and he covers stories of people across the world. So there was one guy in Singapore, named Muhammad. So he was totally paralyzed, and only thing that he could do is to move his eyes, talk, and his one finger.
My God.
Just that the entire body is paralyzed, right? And Nas Daily covered his story, and unfortunately, he passed away. I mean, the guy Muhammad passed away a few years back, and this guy's written about 6 books with his finger, one finger,
Amazing.
and only with the mobile phone, the normal mobile phone, he wrote 6 books. And the reason that this finger is there, he says that this is Allah has blessed me because I should not make a mistake in not remembering him. So my namaz is complete because I lift this finger up. So can you imagine the positivity that people have around
True.
the world? So I'm sure there are so many examples that we see on television, we see on social media, but these are real-time examples that we are interacting today, and I'm super proud to be talking to all three of you. You guys are brilliant, amazing. Just to give you one shout out, we were supposed to have Miss Amar Fatima, who was supposed to host this event. She isn't well, and we request everybody who is listening to us, watching us, to also pray for a speedy recovery. She is also a real life hero, and we are super proud because it was her initiative that this webinar series actually started.
That's
So,
nice. That's nice.
all
Yeah.
credit goes to Miss Amar Fatima, and she's been a warrior. She's been a COVID warrior. She's been a great motivator. She's not. She must be in the. She must be in the. On this webinar, but then she was supposed to host this. So, request each one of you from every walk of life to keep her in your prayers. Right. Moving forward, now that we have all the panelists, talking about their lives, now I would like to address a few questions. Right. Starting with Kavita, starting with Nishath, and of course Abbas bhai, you can also pitch in. So this is not going to be one-on-one. This is going to be more of a collaborative. All three of you can unmute yourself
Yeah.
and pitch in. So Kavita and Nishath, please tell us. When I mean, I'm sorry to use this word. Pardon me. Yeah. Because when we see a child who is not normal as per normal human beings, that we think we are normal, but then we are the most foolish people on earth, right? Because we feel that we are normal. So we try to label such special people, special kids. We call them, अरे यार थोड़ा पगला जैसा हो रहा है, अरे यार थोड़ा दीवाना जैसा है, अरे यार थोड़ा immature है, अरे यार थोड़ा, I'm sorry to use these words, but these are the terms that we generally get to hear in our families, in our society. अरे ये बच्चा थोड़ा abnormal है, अरे ये बच्चा थोड़ा behave अलग कर रहा है. These are the stigmatic terminologies that we are used to, right? So the entire motive here is that today each one of us will promise that we are not going to be so insensitive to such scenarios. We are going to promise ourselves that we are also going to understand कि ये बच्चे के ऊपर या इनके पेरेंट्स के ऊपर क्या बीत रही है, right? So with this, I would like to ask our panelists, Kavita ji and Nishad ji, and of course Abbas bhai, you can pitch in. What exactly is autism? Why does it happen? And kya hai ye? I mean, let us help us understand. We only got to know about there is some kind of dyslexia terminology only because of the movie called as Tare Zameen Pe. Tare Zameen Par, right? With Amir Khan talking about his movie.
Yeah,
Apart
yeah.
from that, we never have heard of any of these scenario. अगर Hindi movies Bollywood से बात करेंगे, they will show somebody who is लंगड़ा है, बेचारा on wheelchair है, कोई crutches पे चल रहा है. You know, only those emotional stuff. But the reality is more bitter than the real world, right? So
Yeah.
so Kavita ji, Nishad, please come in and tell us, educate us, teach us what is what is it? What is autism, and how do we help our society live better?
Yeah. So see, Kumel ji, jaise like how I understand very simple language, because this is the same method I use with the children, because they understand very simple language. Complicated language they don't understand. So
जी.
autism को अगर हम समझेंगे तो ऐसा ही समझिए कि you can say it's a developmental disorder or neurological disorder, और ऐसा समझिए कि ये दिमाग से रिलेटेड कहीं कुछ आपका केमिकल लोचा है. ये अगेन इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल लैंग्वेज जो मैंने समझा है, बिकॉज आई कांट अंडरस्टैंड वो जो 10 पेजेस का थ्योरी होता है. आई कांट अंडरस्टैंड, बिकॉज इफ द पेरेंट्स आर कमिंग टू मी एंड दे डोंट नो कि आपने क्या डिग्री है आपके पास में, दे आस्क कि सिंपल में बताइए मैडम ये है क्या. तो इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल लैंग्वेज कि इट्स अ डेवलपमेंटल disorder or disability, or it's a neurological disability or disorder.
जी.
ये हमारे दिमाग से ही रिलेटेड कहीं कुछ नस शायद दब गया, या वी हैव लॉट्स ऑफ केमिकल इन आवर ब्रेन ना. अगर हमें इतना थोड़ा बहुत पता है कि केमिकल जा रहा है हमारे दिमाग में, तो कहीं कोई केमिकल अगर ज्यादा चला जाए या कम चला जाए तो ये देन ये हमारे कम्युनिकेशन स्किल में इफेक्ट करता है. हमें चीजें सीखने में प्रॉब्लम होती है, हमें लोगों से इंटरैक्ट करने में प्रॉब्लम होती है, सोशलाइज होने में भी प्रॉब्लम होती है. दैट्स व्हाई चिल्ड्रन इन देयर ओन वर्ल्ड, उन्हें नहीं पता कि उनके दिमाग में क्या हो रहा है. एंड मोस्टली द डॉक्टर आई मेट, दे सेड दे डोंट नो कि इसका रीजन क्या है. बिकॉज व्हेन द चाइल्ड इनसाइड इन यू, तो कोई भी टेस्ट करा लीजिए, कोई भी कुछ करा लीजिए, मोस्ट ऑफ द पेरेंट्स से दे डोंट नो. प्रेगनेंसी टेस्ट में कभी नहीं आता है ये जस्ट आफ्टर 1 year के बाद में होता है मोस्टली. जो मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है, इवन फ्यू पेरेंट्स टोल्ड मी कि व्हेन द चाइल्ड वाज 1.5 year old एंड दे गेट वेरी हाई ब्रेन फीवर होता है ना,
जी.
तो दे गेट वेरी हाई फीवर. उसके बाद में सडनली चाइल्ड इज लाइक एलियन. उससे पहले चाइल्ड वाज वेरी नॉर्मल एंड देन उसके बाद वो एकदम एलियन हो गया. लाइक वो ऐसे घूमता है, लाइक उसको नहीं पता. इट्स लाइक अगर हम चाइना पहुंच जाए हम लोग कैसे होंगे, वी डोंट नो द लैंग्वेज, हमें पता नहीं कैसे कम्युनिकेट करना है.
Got it.
इट्स लाइक दैट उस बच्चे के लिए कि वो एक
जी.
चाइना में है जहां पे उसको पता ही नहीं है कैसे कम्युनिकेट करना है. सो द रीजन इज अननोन.
जी.
मे बी वन डे विल नो कि इसका क्या रीजन है, बट स्टिल कुछ लोग, काफी सारी थ्योरीज हैं, बट फिर भी द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज रीजन. स्टिल 100% कोई नहीं डॉक्टर नहीं बोल सकता है कि दिस इज द रीजन, इस वजह से हुआ है. हेरिडेटरी भी कई लोग पूछते हैं कि मे बी आपके हस्बैंड के फैमिली में या मदर साइड के फैमिली में कोई मेंटल डिसऑर्डर, बट हम लोगों का तो लव मैरिज हुआ है. My husband belongs to UP. I am belong to like Uttarakhand. मैं उत्तराखंड की, वो मुरादाबाद की. कोई दूर दूर तक कोई कनेक्शन ही नहीं है.
जी.
So I don't know. So we don't know the correct reason.
So
तो
this
yeah.
is I was just also trying to do my little bit of research to understand that 2024 के हद तक जो census निकला है and probably the research says that 1 in 6 or 1 in 8 kids
Yeah.
are bound to have autism, and which is a very
Yes.
high number. Imagine अगर
Yes.
9
Yes.
बच्चे पैदा हो रहे हैं,
हाँ.
out of that it's
And
very crazy.
कुमेल जी, मैं आपको एक बात बताती हूँ. मैं इधर 20 years, more than 20 years हम लोग बैंगलोर में रहते हैं.
जी.
बैंगलोर के आसपास जितने भी हिल स्टेशन हैं,
जी.
जितने भी इवन केरल, 2 weeks बैक हम लोग केरला गए थे, बीचेस पे
जी.
गए थे विद माय फैमिली, हस्बैंड, डॉटर, एवरीबॉडी. मैंने एक सिंगल बच्चा, स्पेशल बच्चा नहीं देखा है. कोई भी होटल में, कोई भी, हम लोग मॉल में जाते हैं, हम लोग रेस्टोरेंट में जाते हैं, आई टेक माई डॉटर सिनेमा हॉल भी, नाइट शो, आफ्टरनून शो, एवरीवेयर आई नेवर सीन अ सिंगल स्पेशल चाइल्ड. बहुत रेयरली एक मॉल में मुझे एक बच्चा दिखेगा ना स्माइल की, ओके स्पेशल चाइल्ड. बट वेयर आर द किड्स? भाई पीपल आर हाइडिंग देयर. किसी, अगर आप अपने बच्चों को बाहर ही नहीं निकालोगे, इसलिए लोग ऐसा देखते हैं. मेरे डॉटर को भी देखते हैं, इट्स ओके, देखते हैं, मैं भी वापस देखती हूँ, या शी इज अ स्पेशल चाइल्ड, आई एम ऑल्सो स्पेशल, यू आर ऑल्सो स्पेशल, देखते हैं. क्योंकि उन्होंने, आप निकालेंगे ही नहीं बच्चों को, तो उनके लिए तो वो डिफरेंट है ना. अगर
जी.
आप निकालेंगे बच्चों को और वो देखेंगे, देन ओनली दे अंडरस्टैंड ना कि ओ हाँ, हमने वहां देखा तो ओ दैट इज ऑटिज्म, अच्छा चलो लेट्स गूगल इट, कि गूगल में देखते हैं. बट अब जब निकालेंगे नहीं तो अवेयरनेस कहाँ से आएगा? एंड इट्स लाइक वेरी सैड रियलिटी यार. 19 years हो गया हम लोगों को इतनी जगह जाते हुए, हर रेस्टोरेंट में गए हम लोग, अभी केरला घूम के आए, एंड पीपल आर वेरी फ्रेंडली.
जी.
वो आते हैं, ओ शी इज अ स्पेशल चाइल्ड, ओ हर नेम इज टिम टिम, सो क्यूट, इतना क्यूट नेम है. लाइक पीपल आर फ्रेंडली. अगर आप निकालेंगे, आप खुद ही एक्सेप्ट करेंगे, पीपल आर फ्रेंडली, बट आप निकालिए तो सही अपने बच्चों को बाहर, है
Got
ना.
it.
इसलिए हमें सुनने को मिलता है कि वो ऐसा है वैसा है, क्योंकि उन्होंने बच्चे देखे ही नहीं है.
Ji, ji. Nishad, would you like to come in here and tell us? I mean, autism, of course, Kavita ji has explained to us in the most general terminology that all of us will understand, general public will also understand. With your expertise, with your education and research, if you can help us also understand, जैसे कि diabetes, no, the minute you have diabetes, people will say, अरे तुम्हारे बाप दादा नाना नानी, hereditary, bloodline, all that stuff. So what is autism? क्या हो रहा है? Why does it happen? Symptoms, levels. If you can just educate all of us, Nishad.
Sure, absolutely. Now, autism, like Kavita said, in very simple terms, the technical definition is, a neurological disorder, um, accompanied by social deficits in communication, and restrictive behaviors or behaviors. So basically, अगर आपको layman term में बताना है, there's a problem in the wiring of the brain of the child. It is not a disease. It's not a medical condition where you pop pills and the disease. It is not. So this is something very, very important that the world needs to know. It is not a disease where it's growing. It can be given medication and it will go away. No, it is a psychological disorder which can get better over a period of life. Once autistic, always autistic, but they can get better and they can live normal lives with a lot of support, guidance, correct diagnosis, and correct therapy, and working towards that condition. I mean, talking about Heather, 3.8, he was banging his head. He had no speech. He was literally violent, harming himself, and I didn't know what was going on. So when I studied about autism and specialized, then I said, boss, if I didn't know how to communicate, if I wanted water and nobody understood that I wanted water, I would throw something at you and say, boss, give me water, right? So can you imagine what our children without speech go through in communicating to us about their needs, their wants, their desires, their dislikes, their likes? So that's where the behavior aspects comes in. People think it's tantrums, it's behaviors, but it is connected somewhere. If the child is unable to speak because he does not have speech and language, he will obviously withdraw from society, right? He would not like to mix around with people or even go close to people because he doesn't know how to answer that person if he asks him a question. He doesn't know how to follow instructions. So only because, so it's a circle, it's a vicious circle, literally. Because of the lack of communication, there is social withdrawal. The child doesn't know how to behave with the society of people, does not understand emotions of people, does not understand how to sit, stand, what is appropriate, what is not appropriate. So, and therefore, the rebel, the restrictiveness, and the behavior issues coming. So, causes, I would come to causes. No one cause has been proven till now about what causes autism. The research is going on. It has been going on for years. Every day there's a new theory coming up, new research coming up. Just because there is no one cause, there is no one treatment. Because each child on the spectrum of autism is different. The core deficits of a child is the same. सबको बात में प्रॉब्लम है, सबको सोसाइटी में रहना चलना फिरना नहीं आएगा, आपके इमोशंस पकड़ने नहीं आएंगे. The core deficits are the same in an autism individual, but it varies. Some children have sensory issues. Some children have comorbidities like seizures, like Kavita said. Some children are autistically blind. Some children are autistic and deaf, have hearing impairment. So there are many comorbidities coming with autism. Along with autism, some cases are classic. Therefore, it's called a spectrum. It's a spectrum because each child is different and each case is different. Core deficits remain the same. So, so the causes, and therefore there's no one treatment. You know, certain things might work for some child, certain things might not. There are many theories of diet. There are many theories of oxygen therapy. There are many theories like stem cell research. So many fancy things out there in the world today. So many fancy things for parents to window shop, literally. So that's why the parents are so confused. They don't know what to do, where to go. And each therapy is so expensive. Not everybody can afford it. And so there you need guidance. You need parents who have already been there, done that. Like when Heather was getting diagnosed back in, I would say 2009, 2008, at that particular time, we did not have smartphones. We did not have, internet was very rare. So it was just the word of mouth, that things where there were no parent support groups, very few centers available for theories, therapies, and assessments, diagnosis, very few. And therefore the awareness was very nil. Now it is a different ball game. The awareness is so much. We have global exchange of expertise. People from America, special educators from America on a WhatsApp group of educators where they are providing online sessions. You name it, you have it today. So therefore, coming back to the causes and treatment, there is no one cause and there's therefore no one treatment. Each child's challenges are different. So I would say, there has to be first get down. I would tell parents, get down to accepting that there is something amiss with the child. पहला step, अगर आप समझ रहे हैं कि आपके बच्चे में कुछ खामी है, दूसरे बच्चों के वैसा नहीं है, दूसरे बच्चों के साथ बात नहीं कर रहा है, स्माइल नहीं कर रहा है, दूसरे बच्चों के साथ खेल रहा नहीं, कुछ नहीं कर रहा है, तो that is your first alarm bell. That is your first alarm bell. ये नहीं कि you put it away. नहीं, वो तो सबके वैसा है, normal, मेरे बच्चे में क्यों खामी है? Get that out of the mind. कोई बात नहीं, हम सब स्पेशल हैं. All of us are special in our own way. We all have our dislikes, likes. Some people, we don't like certain foods, we don't like certain music, or we don't like certain the certain clothes that we wear. All these are special needs by themselves. Our children are no different. उनका थोड़ा डिग्री ज्यादा है, उनका सिस्टम अलग है वर्क करने का. सो आई वुड टेल द पेरेंट्स, एक्सेप्ट द फैक्ट दैट इज समथिंग रॉन्ग. जब आप एक्सेप्ट कर लेंगे, जब आप में हिम्मत ताकत आ जाएंगी टू फेस द वर्ल्ड एंड टू गेट हेल्प टू योर चाइल्ड. If you do not accept it and you keep pushing it away, that no, there's nothing wrong, he's fine, बच्चा 5 का हो रहा है, 7 का हो रहा है, 9 का हो रहा है, 10 का हो रहा है, वायलेंस बढ़ रहा है घर में, सेल्फ हार्म बढ़ रहा है, and he is going from bad to worse, and you're not getting him help, there is a serious problem. Only because you do not want to accept it. You are more scared of the world than the child. Let me tell you that. दुनिया से और लोग क्या कहेंगे से stop worrying about that, because लोग are not going to come down to your house and help you.
Absolutely.
लोग are going to be sitting there and talking whether good or bad. You are going to be facing the tantrums. You are the one who's facing the financial crunches. You are the people who are getting hurt if the child is self-harming or harming others. You are the one who is going to be directly affected. So forget about what the world thinks. You have a supportive husband. That also might not be the case many a times. The spouses are not very supportive. The blame game starts on, saying that तुम्हारी वजह से ऐसा बच्चा पैदा हुआ है. Let me tell all the fathers out here, or any grandparent out here, it is not the child is not special because of the mother. No, he's not born. He's born because he is born with certain difficulties. Certain things must have gone wrong somewhere, because the research is not yet proved that this is one reason why the child is autistic. No, there are only factors or causes, like genetics is the cause for everything. If you're diabetic, okay, genes mein hai. If you're obese, if you have BP, you have cancer or anything, hereditary and the genetics are the first causes in every situation of life, right? So genetics is one cause, external and environmental factors is one cause that is still running. Exposure to carcinogens, toxins of the world, and exposures to chemicals that you ingest, that is also one of the causes. And trauma during pregnancy, trauma during during delivery and post delivery. All these also have different for physical disabilities, if I would say, I mean, Gulam bhai would understand it better. Physical disabilities like cerebral palsy, mental retardation and all those things, and Down syndrome, there are specific causes. Down syndrome, there is a specific cause that can be detected at the 7 months of pregnancy, which is an extra chromosome. Down syndrome का cause है extra Y chromosome है, इसीलिए the child is Down syndrome, which we also call Mongolian children. So we know the definite cause, and then nothing can be done about it if you diagnose it at 7 months of pregnancy, and it is I think it is illegal to abort the child that late. So you have to just deal with it. And Down syndrome kids are beautiful, socially acceptable, and so much of potential in them, really. So coming back to acceptance from the parents, please accept your child that there is something wrong. अब क्या करें? Next, what do we do? Let's get help. आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है? Get help from professionals. I was standing in your place 18 years ago, 20 years ago. I was standing at a place where I did not know what autism was. I did not know how to handle my child. वो अपने सर को मार रहा है. He is literally injuring himself, not knowing what to do, not being able to listen, not being able to respond. What do I do with the child? I was at that. So I said, let me study about what the problem is. So I was studying autism while the child was going to a special school. I used to drop off Heather, sit in the car, hear him scream, hear him shout, and cry for hours together until he got used to sitting on a desk and a chair. I would be sitting in the car listening to him crying and not knowing what to do. Pick him up, back, come back. And then it was, once I started my college of autism diploma, then I used to drop him. He used to come back to my college, pick him, come back home. So it was a routine. So when I started knowing that, अच्छा इस तरीके से डील करते हैं, बच्चे को स्पीच देते हैं, for him to know what is happening, for him to tell me if he is hungry or if he's not slept well, he needs to say, I need to sleep, or I need water, I need food, or whatever, or leave me alone. I just want to be in my own zone. I need certain stimulations. A lot of children have sensory issues. So that's where, if you start helping the child, that's where your dots are joined, and ek ke baad ek you achieve in helping the child and making him close to normal, close to be accepted, close to be approved, at least making him comfortable and creating a comfort zone around him. Rather than, acha hamari society, like one of the questions out here in the chat is, the society doesn't accept our child. Yes, it does not accept our child, because you're not telling the society what is wrong with him. You are keeping him away. You're putting him inside the four walls saying, nahi nahi, bachcha cheekhta, bachcha bhagenga, ye karenga, wo karenga, to main nahi leke jaungi usko. No. Her normal bachcha behaves more worse than the special children. They are all over, stuck to their gadgets, don't listen to you, do not obedient. They are not obedient. So I would say special children just need a different way of handling. एंड अगर आप बच्चे को एक्सपोज और इंक्लूड नहीं करते हैं हर चीज में जो आप कर रहे हैं, ट्रीट हिम लाइक अ नॉर्मल चाइल्ड. आपको एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट डालने पड़ेंगे 100%. yes, you have to do it, but this is in the initial years. I would say once the child is used to being around you, going to the mall with you, going to the masjid with your with the father, going to a birthday party together, like any other children, going down, riding the cycle, unless you expose the child, he would not know how to behave. If you don't take your child to a restaurant, he would not learn what is a fork, what is a spoon, how do I use it. आप जब तक expose नहीं करेंगे, जब तक बच्चा सीखेगा कैसा. Heather had sensory issues of hearing. He was hypersensitive to hearing. Hypersensitive to hearing would mean that a simple clap or a simple noise would be like a cracker bursting in his ears. He would be so sensitive. So he would not like to come to birthday parties, carnivals, anywhere there is sound, exhibitions, anywhere there is loud sound. And movie theaters was a total no-no, because it was darkness and loud sound together, put together, which he hated. So he's still not comfortable coming to the movie theaters. So that was his sensory issues of hearing. So, but I did not stop him from going to a birthday party. I took him everywhere, but prepare the child. The biggest and the trick to prepare to a child being okay and not creating a tantrum is prepare the child what is in store for him. Prepare the child. If he's going to a birthday party, prepare him, show him pictures, because hamare bachche understand visuals better than just instructions going through the ear. All of us, right? All of us. If somebody's reading a story to you, it would be so boring to you hear a whole book. If somebody's showing you flashcards and a beautiful PPT and a presentation of that same story, wow, wouldn't you relate it better? It's the same thing. Visual communication is so beautiful and so attractive and gets the message quicker. So, so I would say prepare the child if he is going to any place, any new place, उसको पहले से prepare कराओ, pictures में prepare कराओ, videos में prepare कराओ. If he's going to a birthday party or a mall, show him what a mall looks like, show him the people around, show him a video of it where he sees there is music playing, there are people shouting, there are people walking around. Show him everything and sensitize him to what is expected. Yes, these are what you're seeing on the screen are visual pictures of PECs. This is small picture cards of communication. Now there are various severities of autism and the challenges coming with it. Kumail, sorry, am I exceeding my limit of questions? I really don't know. Am I just stop me when I need to?
You're going with the flow. There's absolutely no hurry. We have, of course, completed an hour. It just flashed through us. Of course, you are more free to communicate and tell us, because we are all learning here, and we would want some questions to be also asked. So yeah, please continue, Nishad. No problem.
Sure,
Because you
sure.
mentioned about visual stuff, so I thought I would parallelly show the audience as you're talking. So I didn't mean to interrupt you on this.
Perfect. No, perfect, because it's giving relatability to the audience.
Yeah.
So this is something. They are picture cards. They are cue cards. There are a lot of autistic children or special children who are non-verbal, who cannot even say words. They have a very limited vocabulary of 10 to 15 words. Mama, baba, pani, chocolate, chips. These are the things that they learn first. So these are picture exchange cards that are used to communicate. Even if your child has vocabulary, learning, बात करने भी आ रहा है, उसको language है, speech है, you use these cards, because these cards really work wonders. These work wonders when you're teaching.
Nishad, you just got hanged a bit, I guess. Are you there, Nishad? Or did I get hanged? Can you hear me, Abbas bhai?
Yes, yes, of
I
course.
think, I think
Kiriman.
Nishad, we lost Nishad, maybe some internet connection. So we'll wait for her to come back. I think there could have been a slight delay, but yeah. So Nishad was talking about Hyder Ali's communication board. We'll wait for Nishad to come in. Would you like to pitch in, Kavita ji,
Yeah,
on
yeah,
this?
I'll just add on some things out here since Nishad has just got off line. See, we were discussing about the health issue, right?
Ji,
So the spinal column muscular atrophy basically affects your whole body.
ji,
I would not want to go into too much of medical. That's not the intention out here.
ji,
So it affects your whole body, but just to give a brief, it affects your body from head to toe,
ji,
inflicting your legs, hands, all your body movements start losing power. Basically, your
ji,
muscles start weakening.
ji,
So initially, at one stage in life, I could walk, and then my walking I started falling, and then went on to a wheelchair. At the age of about, I told you about 16, 17, I went on to a wheelchair. And subsequent to that, my hands became further weaker. Now I'm on an electric chair, as you know.
ji,
Now my hands have also got more affected.
ji,
The whole idea is that as the complete body gets affected, you also have a situation where you get mentally disturbed.
ji,
All right. So the point which I'm trying to emphasize out here is that we must keep ourselves even mentally going out in this situation.
ji,
You can see yourself deteriorating. But to fight when hope's out of sight, that's the best game of them all. Which better game than to fight when hope's out of sight? So you
wow,
don't see hope, but you have to fight.
wow,
And that's what I'm trying to do in life is to fight, not to give up. And I urge all the parents to support their children in the maximum possible manner. The
ji,
parents have to accept the situation that the child is physically challenged
ji,
or physically, I would say, in a situation, and he's a chosen one. So you are getting even the sawab of taking care of the child, and the child is the chosen one, chosen by the creator to get a better world hereafter. Right? So to accept the fact and to support to the maximum the parents, the family, the near and dear ones, and the friends. I would urge everyone to give the maximum support डू नॉट डिस्कार्ड ऐसे, अरे पाप वो तो व्हील चेयर पर है, क्या कर सकता है वो, क्या नहीं कर सकता है वो सोचो, what cannot, what probably what you cannot do, he can do, right? We have people who are unemployed, sitting on XYZ places just doing gossip. But we have people who are in this situation who can do achieve maximum. So I urge, give them the support. We need support, we need backing. And once the train is on the tracks, it gets moving. So whether it's a child with autism or a child with physical disability or with any kind of hearing issues or whatever the issues are, give them the maximum support, give them a push. So their careers are made. Tomorrow they should not be dependent and ask you for some kind of help,
जी
financial help. So get them into a career or a situation where they can fend for themselves and be confident enough to take care of themselves, their family, and also try to support others.
very
So
valid point, Abbas bhai.
yeah.
You actually covered Nishad's point, and you have beautifully narrated this aspect of how acceptance is the prima facie, is a very first step. We've got
Yes.
Nishad back. Thank you, Nishad. Abbas bhai pitched in
Sorry about that.
Yeah. She's back, so we can
so
continue with the chat. Yeah.
so while we are also talking about acceptance from the parent side, society comes secondary, right? So Kavita ji also mentioned, Nishad also mentioned, Gulam bhai also is re-emphasizing on the fact that number one is, whoever is facing this internally, the husband, wife, are the mother or the father, these two are the pillars. So they have to first stop playing that blame game, accept it, and be the strength outside. Say for example, I'm losing hair, right? They say khandani, but if I try to hide myself, wear a cap outside, people make fun of me, right? But if I'm bold enough, like my uncle, to showcase that boldness, to carry that, whatever little bit of weaknesses,
This is
or
Abbas.
whatever stuff that we have, if you're able to show it with strength, with style, with confidence, the society will also accept it. The society comes secondary. You as a family is very important. So we've got Nishad, we've got Kavita ji, we've got Gulam Abbas bhai. They are more than happy to share their numbers, their contact details with you guys. Come forward, ask them the questions that you have in your mind, and we are here to help you out, right? So we will take the questions. So I would like to welcome Kavita ji here once again, to ask a question about your daughter's name is Tim. You mentioned very beautiful name. It's like those twinkling stars that comes into my mind. 20 years of dealing with a child with special needs. You mentioned something, Kavita ji, about ADL, right? Activities for daily living. It's very easy for us to tell a kid, या जाओ यार वॉशरूम जाके आ जाओ, बेटा प्लेट उठा के रख लो, बेटा बुक्स अपनी जगह पे रख लेना, कपड़े घड़ी कर देना. It's very simple, right? But these kids, I've seen Heather. I'll show you the videos of Heather. Heather is a beautiful, you can say singer. He's got a lovely voice, and he has everything memorized. He doesn't read. He just listens, and he is replicating the same voice, same tune brilliantly. And he's also got a YouTube channel. So likewise, Kavita ji, uh, what is Tim's strength, and how did you manage the ADL activities for your child?
Okay. So when Tim was very small, so that time she used to like throw all the puzzle and crayon. So I don't know that time वो आगे क्या progress करेगी. तो somebody told me कि when she will grow, जब वो बड़ी हो जाएगी, and obviously she's a girl, so she has to handle her periods also. So उसको वहाँ पे आप कैसे help करोगे? The book will help you, or her independence will help you. So then like I started thinking, हाँ, because physically she's fit है. It just कहीं अंदर कुछ wiring loose है, that is because of autism. So then I started working on her ADL skill. ADL skills होता है activities for daily living. Suppose like बच्चा जब छोटा होता है, we are only feeding the child. Oh, अयो poor child, autism है, special child है, उसको खुद को खाना नहीं आता है. We are feeding them. But one day my mother was talking to me and said, अभी तो वो खुद से खाती है ना. I said, नहीं, I'm feeding her. She's a special child ना, she can't talk. So I'm feeding her now. तो my mother said, अरे उसका हाथ पाँव तो सही सलामत है ना. So then I was like, मुझे एक एक वेकअप कॉल मिला, यार आई एम सो स्टूपिड यार, व्हाई आई एम फीडिंग हर, एंड यू विल नॉट बिलीव, मैंने फूड, आई जस्ट केप्ट द फूड इन फ्रंट ऑफ हर एंड हेल्ड हर हैंड कि खुद से खाओ, एंड शी स्टार्टेड ईटिंग, एंड आई वाज लाइक, सी वी आर ओनली मेकिंग हर चिल्ड्रन हैंडीकैप यार, शी कैन ईट बाय हरसेल्फ, तो मैं क्यों उतना वो करूं? देन आई स्टार्ट मेकिंग अ लिस्ट कि मुझे उसको क्या क्या सिखाना है, बिकॉज दैट टाइम शी वाज लाइक 5 year and therapy was going on, speech therapy, OT, and then they were used to counsel me, and then मेरा autism course भी चल रहा था. Then I started working on ADL. First thing मेरा था how to give her a toilet training. The first thing, she's a girl, she has to wear her clothes inside the toilet, she cannot come out, कुछ भी, चाहे वो छोटा बच्ची है, I never allowed her when she was very, and we are like alone at home, but still, and this the rule is still there, you cannot come outside without wearing your proper full clothes, whatever, pajama, t-shirt, jo bhi hai, that's a rule. And like we are all Indians, we know we can hit our children, that's हमारा tradition है, like हम लोग बचपन में बहुत पिटे हैं, that's very normal, because initially we have to like struggle a lot because they don't know, they will just run outside the toilet, they don't know, so you have to force the child, this is the toilet, sit here, finish your job, and then you have to hold child hand ki wash yourself. It took 1 year to teach her how to clean your potty. बहुत छोटी थी वो, जस्ट 5 साल की थी, 1 year लगा. अभी राइट नाउ लाइक दीज डेज पेरेंट्स दे सेड कि वन आफ्टर 1 week ट्राई करने के बाद में दे कम टू मी, हम 1 week से ट्राई कर रहे हैं, दे आर नॉट लर्निंग. अरे लाइक विद इन 1 week दे विल नॉट लर्न, यू हैव टू जस्ट ट्राई करते रहो, करते रहो, करते रहो. इट विल टेक 6 months, मे बी इट विल टेक 1 year, इट्स ओके, बट यू हैव टू ट्राई बिकॉज दीज आर द थिंग्स दे हैव टू लर्न. if I am not well, but still I like मैंने वो continue रखा, it's okay. See, if I am not well, so if I will go to my husband कि हाँ मुझे टॉयलेट लेके जाओ और मुझे क्लीन करो, नहीं, I will only do myself, no. So that's why these things, brushing your teeth, bathing yourself, cleaning yourself, that's very important thing, because बच्चा बड़ा होता है, when they hit their teenage issues, hormonal issues, then again it's a very huge challenge, especially with the boys, जो मैंने देखा है in physical classes में. It is very difficult for parents to handle a teenager boy because they don't know, they will just remove their clothes and they would, because they don't know the what is the discipline. This is my private place and this is my, like, people are sitting there, you cannot behave like this, क्योंकि उन्हें बचपन से सिखाया ही नहीं गया है. And trust me, initially you have to force your child. It is okay, like we are not foreigner ना कि oh no just show the book, no this is the social behavior, नहीं. Sometimes we have, अगर we are standing inside the toilet, you are teaching बच्चे को toilet clean कराना, and child is like refusing, वो हाथ पीछे कर रहा है, आपको push कर रहा है, you have to force her. It is okay, because child is small, you can force it, it is okay. Think like I always compare myself कि how my mother taught me. उन्होंने कोई सिंगिंग नहीं किया, कोई बुक नहीं दिखाया, जस्ट अ वर्बल कमांड, डू दिस, नो, दैट्स इट, हम लोगों को समझ में आ जाता था. इट्स द सेम थिंग विद, आई ऑल्सो डिड माई with my daughter, very strictly. Now she's 22 year old, she's independent, and I don't know how she she's very good in pattern making. She can make very beautiful, very some, I don't know, figure दिखता है, it's like a lady is standing with yellow head or black head, I don't know, some 3D paint ड्रॉ करती है वो, बट आई डोंट नो उसने कैसे सीखा, आई रियली डोंट नो, because my focus was only ADL. She should be like taking care of herself, she should be cleaning herself, because when she'll mature, उसका periods भी होगा, she has to do everything. अभी right now I have to just tell her, Timmy, go change your dress and come out, and she will do. See, this is very easy for me. आई हैव सीन द पेरेंट्स जो 22 year old बच्चों का टॉयलेट लेके जा रहे हैं, उनको साफ कर रहे हैं, दे आर हैंडलिंग देयर हेल्थ इश्यूज एंड बच्चे का हेल्थ इशू. इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू हैंडल. दैट्स व्हाई आई सेड ADL इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एक्टिविटीज फॉर डेली लिविंग. एक ब्रशिंग ऑल्सो, इट्स अ वेरी गुड एक्टिविटी, ब्रशिंग योर टीथ, क्योंकि इसमें बहुत सारी चीजें आती है. हाउ टू ओपन द टूथपेस्ट कैप, स्क्वीज करना. सम चिल्ड्रन दे डोंट नो हाउ, कितना टूथपेस्ट स्क्वीज करना है. अगेन इट्स अ वेरी गुड एक्टिविटी. टीच योर चाइल्ड कि दिस मच you need to squeeze the paste on the toothbrush and ऐसे करना है, फिर gargle करना है, cleaning करना है. It's a very long process, but please try these things are very good activities. Don't run behind this fancy therapy. घर में like anybody can message me if you want help. आप मेरा नंबर है उनके पास में, कोमल सर के पास में. if you want any help कि हम लोग इतना महंगी थेरेपीज अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते, आई कैन टेल यू 50-60 एक्टिविटीज. आप घर में एक ये सब हमारा जो वेजल्स रहता है ना, ग्लास, चम्मच, कटोरी, प्लेट, ब्रश, you can try so many things with these things.
I mean,
Trust me.
सुनने में, अभी आई एम ऑल्सो थिंकिंग कि हाउ मच एफर्ट डू आई पुट द ब्रश,
Yeah, yes,
वॉश इट, और हाउ मच पानी am I on my face, right? अगर
yes,
साबुन आंख में चढ़ जाता है तो I know that I have to put water and rinse it, but
yeah, yeah,
not know how to react, right? How to
correct,
solve a solution. So
correct.
तो दिखने में, सुनने में, it is so common, सोचने में भी नहीं आता है, but hats off to parents like you who are facing this, right? I also mentioned being a girl child, what challenges you must be facing both inside the house and when she goes to a social environment. Likewise, Nishad. So, I'm sure you would relate to, Kavita ji's point of, how these ADL activities can enhance, and to parents who are. See, the understanding fundamental part here is that if you're not able to learn this yourself and depend too much on outside therapies, too much of outside doctors, you're just doing maybe about 20-30% of your work for your family or for your child. But it is you who's going to be with the child for the rest of your time, right? 24 hours में आप उसके साथ गुजार रहे हैं. So it could also affect the other family life. So my question to both Nishath ji and Kavita ji, Abbas bhai, of course, I'll pull you on to it. Family acceptance, how do you manage the balance of taking care of your child, because your child needs more attention? Of course, Nishad has got two more beautiful kids. To balance the time, between managing these kids versus a special kid. Yeah, how did you manage to come out of, or how are you still managing it, Nishad?
Yeah, it is a journey. It is a journey. Heather was the only child when he was, I think, 7, 8 years old. And then by God's grace, God was very kind that I married Rizwan again, got married again, started another beautiful family. And yes, when I wanted to give him a sibling, it was a mixed feeling when I wanted to give Heather a sibling. And I know this feeling would be a question mark to a lot of parents who just have one special child. I would guide and recommend with a lot of experience on my side, saying that, yes, please go in for your second child. Do not be afraid that my second child also is going to be special or is going to have some deformities, because the advantages of giving a sibling to a special child are far more than the disadvantages. Yes, there are chances of your second child also being special, no doubt about it. But the chances are very, very little. So there are a lot of families who have a regular neurotypical child and a special child as well. Now, in my case, I lost Heather's dad. So the question of it being a hereditary or in the genes was wiped out with my second husband. So, but I still was very nervous, concerned, a lot of questions in my mind of producing another child who is special as well. But by God's grace, I took that decision, because even for regular children, like regular families, when you have a sibling, you learn a lot more. You learn a lot more emotions. You learn the art of sharing. You learn the art of communication. You learn the art of patience. You learn the art of tolerance. The children, I'm talking about the children. So so I wanted to give Heather a sibling. And when Hamza came into the life to our lives, it was pure bliss, because Heather's communication enhanced overnight.
Wow.
Heather started communicating through Hamza of his needs. Like if he wanted to go to KFC, he would say, Hamza, do you want to have some KFC chicken? would know that Heather wants to go and have some chicken, or Hamza, are you not feeling well? Or, through Hamza, shall we do this or not? So the communication started enhancing. There was social skills being interacted. There was communication from Hamza's side. He didn't know his brother was special while he was growing up, but he learned a lot. He learned English from Heather, because Heather would communicate only in English to Hamza. So Hamza learned English through Heather, and both of them shared a very interesting bond. The age gap between both of them was 12 years. And my little one, Hiba, who is 2.5 now, the age gap is 18 years of Heather and Hiba. So the combination is very interesting about the age groups amongst the siblings and the way they deal with each other. I let them play the way they want to. Heather is almost like a fatherly figure to Hiba. He's like the bad cop there. He's the moral police for Hiba. Hiba touches anything. Hiba puts the pencil from here to there. He says, Hiba, no, the pencil needs to be here. Hiba, put it back. So it's a beautiful bond, and Hiba already knows his buttons, to press his buttons already. She knows that Heather Bai is going to get upset and chase me out of the room when I touch anything of his. So she's made that a game, and it's a form of communication to Heather. So I would say handling, yes, coming back to the pressures of handling children along with a special child already is draining out. It drains your energy out having him. But now, by God's grace, I have passed that phase where I have to be with Heather 24/7. There was a time where I had to monitor everything of his. Coming back to talking about ADLs, like Kavita was talking, ADLs was my priority as well with Heather. First thing I needed him to do is get toilet trained, wash up behind him, make sure he flushes, make sure he washes off, closes the tap. And for all these things, like you showed the pictures that you showed in your earlier image, Kumail, those pictures, I drew every picture, like the whole concept of PECS, that is Picture Exchange Communication System, is teaching a child a task. It's a simple task, but breaking down that task into numerous subtasks. Like if I have to teach brushing of the teeth to the child, I need to break that brushing task into 20 more subtasks. What does it start with? Start with pick the brush, open the tap, wet the brush, close the tap. Wow. Pick the toothpaste, put the toothpaste, because if you miss out one step, the child will straight away be confused as to what do I do next. He would be stuck there, and he would just be holding the toothbrush, not knowing that he has to wet the toothbrush, or not knowing that he has to pick up the toothpaste. So their brain is literally formatted. These are the initial years that I'm talking about. When you're teaching how the child to brush the teeth, wash up after his restroom, his even picking up his plate, even eating, wash your hands, close the tap, pick your plate, eat your food, finish the food, keep the plate back where, wash your hands, wipe it with a towel, come back. Every task needed to be broken down. And I used to make these drawings in simple drawings. I mean, see, when people talk about the finances or the money that goes in bringing up a special child, certain things, if you're unable to take out printouts of the pictures, draw it up. I used to draw them, put them in the toilet for him to know what comes next. How do you wash up? How do you clean? How do you clean yourself? How do you close the door? The concept of haya, sharam, all that needed to be instilled, because they don't know. They do not know social norms. They do not know what is appropriate, what is not. They do not know that they have to have certain things in privacy. So everything needed to be taught second by second, millimeter by millimeter. So today, by God's grace, Heather is in a position where he showers every day by himself. He does his own laundry. He is so particular about putting back his own clothes in his cupboard. Even if he loses one piece of his clothing, he will bring down the whole house until he finds that clothing which has gone into our clothes.
Wow.
So it's the task completion, and this is what the resistant behaviors autism is talking about. Restrictive behaviors.
Wow.
If they are managing their tasks themselves, they want it to perfection. That's why some of our children are super in testing, data testing in the corporate world. They are hired in the corporate world. Coming back to the careers, I will talk more about that. So because they have this innate genius traits of doing a task, completing a task to perfection. So for example, if when I say task completion, if Heather is doing his laundry and the electricity goes away, he is very nervous until the electricity comes back and the machine continues, finishes up, and then he's able to pick his clothes up and put it for drying. So that's the task completion that he is at. So today his ADLs, by God's grace, he's an independent adult who knows his personal hygiene, who shaves when he has to, who cuts his nails by himself. He has overcome and come a long way with his fears. There was a fear of cutting nails, cutting the hair. All these are sensory issues of the special child. So I used to be his barber until the age of 8. So these things. So today he is independent with those skills. Today he is able to make a sandwich for himself when mama's not around and survive. Survival skills is what I'm talking about. And that needs to be started right when the child is young. You don't wait for a child to turn 15 to get him out of his diapers and teach him how to eat by himself. You start young. You start at 3.5, 4, whenever you feel this, because early intervention is something that we harp upon, and this is what early intervention is. There is a very common saying also, जब डाली कौली रहती है तो उसको मोड़ना बहुत आसान रहता है. जब डाली बहुत पुख्ती हो जाती है, it will break if you try to mend it.
Correct.
So you start it young, instill the things that you want the child to know when you are gone. Believe me, it is a very hard thing to think about कि हमारे बच्चों का क्या होगा after we are gone. It boggles your mind but this is a reality check for all the parents. हर माँ बाप जो special children के माँ बाप हैं, वालिदैन के लिए reality check है कि मेरे बाद will he survive without me? Start working on that now. If he's not out of his diapers, work on it. Make a to-do list. क्या क्या सिखाना है मेरे को बच्चे को अब. Start right now when the child is young, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take your time, be consistent. Yes, the child will rebel at the first time because it's something new, it's something that he doesn't want to do. Magar, be consistent. No, it's not that beat up the child when he doesn't want to do it. No, be consistent. Use all methods. Show him the pics, show him the pictures, show him stories. Hands on चीजें दिखाओ, videos. आजकल तो हर चीज आपको आपके फोन पे मिलती है. Show him social stories. There's the ocean out there when you Google. Google for the right things and take advice. There are parent networks and all those things. So ADL is very, very important. And by God's grace, now I'm in a position where Heather helps his siblings in their tasks. In toasting bread for Hamza. Say if I'm not around, I'm occupied now. So he can help. He's in a position because he's come a long way. And that has been a lot of efforts from his childhood days. So I did not start everything now. So I'm able to concentrate on my other children now only because I have made Heather very independent in his functioning today. And harp on the strengths. If the child loves music or is an auditory learner or a visual learner, stories, videos, pictures, उससे सिखा दो. अगर आपका बच्चा पसंद करता है सुनने के लिए या he loves music, humming, teach him in the auditory channel, play his favorite song and teach him the instructions. I would say sing in that song to get him your concentration. So and I'm always there for any parents, any empowerment, any advice, any guidance. I'm always there. So I will cut it short here.
Yeah, since you mentioned that, Nishu, I mean, I would like to show a couple of videos just for people to. Sorry, I'm using this WhatsApp chat because of course there's nothing because I don't know if I've read that message, but I don't have it. Just to show
Okay.
just to show the audience that when God tests you, right? Like how Abbas Bhai mentioned and Kavita ji also mentioned that they're all special. That means that they've got some innate skills that none of us can even comprehend. So just to help people understand what this would look like. Can you hear?
It's not clear though.
This is a background. So just one odd message for us to understand that how parenting can actually help kids with special needs build that confidence in public. अच्छे खासे बच्चे they also hesitate to talk or communicate in public spaces, and hats off. I've seen Heather as a child who's got the solid confidence to read the poetry of our Islamic poetries in a crowd of thousands of people, on the mic, in the Julus part of it. It's so brilliant. So another, just a small a clip, Kavita ji, if you can allow me to also share this.
I'm unable to hear, perhaps.
Playing in the background. uh Maybe my audio is not connected to my screen at this point, but just for the audience to understand that uh every child is special, and these are expressed in a different way altogether, right? So Kavita ji, I'm sure Tim also has her own strengths that you are super proud of. We have now spoken about almost hour and a half about problems, solutions, so on and so forth. Would you like to tell some unique feature that Tim has that you are so proud of, so that we could go on to the next question, and then Gulam Bhai can come down to the career part of it?
Yeah, so see, I told you, she's an independent child. Physically, she's independent and she can help me in the kitchen, everything. Jo bhi isko bolo. But again, it depends on her mood. So, and she's 22-year-old. See, like, just say, when she was very young, that time I was very strict with her. But now, uh, you cannot force a child. It's like typical 22-year-old girl ko aap utna force nahi kar sakte. It's like normal behavior, but she can draw. I don't know what she draws. She loves to draw mehndi on her hand, but only on her hand. अगर कोई और अपना हाथ देगा, please, make मेहंदी on my hand, that she is obsessed only on her hand. और वो पूरा इतना डिजाइन, याशा is here, she knows कि वो डिजाइन बना. It's not very perfect, but you can make out कि हाँ ये flower and leaf या जो भी बनाया है, but itna wo she can make the design and all. And she draws very beautiful dresses. She's obsessed with black dresses. I don't know where she saw, maybe on the TV, or because she's wearing loose pajama and t-shirt, but I think she's watching on TV, or maybe she's observing outside whenever we go out na, in the mall or in hill station. So she's observing other people, and then she draws the very beautiful dresses. Usko shading, I don't know where she learned. I have no idea. वो शायद उसका खुद का ही क्रिएटिविटी है. और शी कीप वॉचिंग ऑन यूट्यूब कुकिंग वीडियो एंड दैट ऑल शेडिंग वीडियो. तो वो सब ऐसा क्रेयॉन को हाउ टू होल्ड द क्रेयॉन एंड शेड. आई रियली डोंट नो उसको कहाँ से उसने सीखा है वो. मे बी उसका इट्स हर ओन क्रिएटिविटी.
These are inbuilt talents that God
Maybe.
puts in.
Maybe, yeah. Even I also used to draw in my childhood. One more thing I want to add, one thing कि see, when we are talking about एक communication जो एक बच्चे पे इफेक्ट करता है, तो दूसरे बच्चे पे इफेक्ट करेगा कि नहीं करेगा, वी डोंट नो. सी व्हेन
जी
आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द थेरेपी, so if suppose I'm taking a speech therapy for a child, so I tried all picture, book, music, everything, but I try sign language also, because some children they are not interested in picture, they are not interested ये सब music, books, किसी में interest नहीं होता है. But the
जी
moment you show this is water, ये food है, at least the child is hungry, do like this. So sometimes they children shows interest sign language में. तो लाइक आई मीन टू से कि ट्राई एवरी मेथड. अगर आप पिक्चर्स ट्राई करें, ट्राई वेरी सिंपल जेस्चर. लाइक अगर इफ यू गो टू चाइना ऑल्सो, इफ यू शो दिस, एवरीबडी विल अंडरस्टैंड इट मीन्स की टॉयलेट. आपको कुछ बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. So why I'm saying this ki because I'm still working with like different kind of children, ki some children they are not interested in anything, it is very difficult to handle them. So then there you have to be little creative कि अच्छा ये इस पे काम नहीं कर रहा है तो कोई दूसरा चीज ट्राई करते हैं. मे बी म्यूजिक, मे बी पिक्चर, मे बी बुक, और मे बी जस्ट साइन. ओके, यू वांट टू ईट समथिंग, you want to drink something, and try to make very simple language, very simple instructions. Come, sit, like this, very simple, children will understand. Maybe later in their future you can add more complicated things. One more thing, please stop pampering your child. I have seen in a like parents are like pampering them a lot. Yeah, pampering means you will spoil your child. You pakka 101% you will spoil your child. थोड़ा बहुत child need little discipline. I'm not saying beating the child, but at least child should understand the moment मम्मा का tone change हो गया है, it means you have to do. It's like how हमारा मम्मी नो मत बबली ऐसा नहीं करना है तो हम भी एकदम ओके, ओपन योर बुक, मम्मा इज एंग्री. इट इज लाइक दैट. एंड इट इज नॉट अ बैड थिंग, इट इज नॉट अ बैड थिंग कि हम लोग बच्चे को स्कोल्ड नहीं कर सकते, ये नहीं कर सकते. चाइल्ड इनिशियली यू हैव टू रेज योर वॉइस, not beating the child, but little bit. And honestly, these days, if you talk to any normal children, why they are so like, they are facing so much stress in their life, because उन्होंने घर में कभी डांट सुना ही नहीं है. The moment they go outside, peer pressure or bullying, some you have to face all these challenges ना. कोई आपको bully करता है, the children cannot handle those things. I'm talking about the neurotypical children.
जी
Why they are facing इतना डिप्रेशन एंड स्ट्रेस, क्योंकि घर में उनको इतना पैम्पर किया जाता है. वो अगर इफ दे आर टचिंग एनीथिंग कि आई वांट दिस एवरीथिंग, आके हाँ बच्चा लो टेक. सो दे डोंट नो स्ट्रगल. एंड लाइक पैम्परिंग इज मींस स्पॉइलिंग द चाइल्ड. इट डजंट मीन कि अगर आपका स्पेशल बच्चा है तो आप पैम्पर करो. एंड डोंट शो सिंपैथी टू एनी चाइल्ड. सिंपैथी दिखाने का भी जरूरत नहीं है. ट्रीट द चाइल्ड इक्वली. अगर आपके पास दो बच्चे हैं, अगर एक स्पेशल है एक नॉर्मल है, उन दोनों को इक्वली ट्रीटमेंट मिलना चाहिए. डजंट मीन कि वो स्पेशल है वो कुछ भी कर सकता है, तुम नॉर्मल हो तुम कुछ नहीं. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं. वो चिल्ड्रन सारे बच्चे इक्वल हैं. डोंट पैम्पर द चाइल्ड एंड डोंट कंपेयर द चाइल्ड ऑल्सो कि वो बच्चा तो ये कर रहा है, मेरा बच्चा क्यों नहीं कर रहा है.
valid point कविता जी. It's very
या
important, for
या
all the parents. हम लोग unfortunately कोई स्कूल ये नहीं सिखाता कि पेरेंटिंग कैसे की जाती है.
हाँ, करेक्ट करेक्ट.
Fortunately, we all inherited के हमको लगता है कि हमारे माँ बाप ने ये सिखाया तो ये गलती की तो हम शायद ये नहीं करेंगे, so that our children could be little different. So we only use our emotions and our senses to feel that we are the best parents. हमको भी ऐसा लगता है कि we feel, but I think there should be a school. I follow somebody on Instagram called as the Curious Parent. इनका नाम हरप्रीत सिंह है. ही इज अ सरदार जी. ही इज एन IIT alumni and he talks about parenting, not just special kids but every parenting का. So his motive is he's got 1.2 million followers on Instagram and he talks about parenting के तौर तरीके कैसी होनी चाहिए. Every generation is different, right? Every child is different, right? You can't, it's not one shoes or one size that fits everybody. So now that I'm coming to the end of the session, बस 15 मिनट रह चुके हैं, but I would this topic is so engrossing and interesting. If audience can permit, they can extend for another 15 minutes so that we have question and answer. Before we start with the question and answer, very important aspect कि the education system for such kids are different, right? So Nishat and Kavita ji understands, even Gulam Bhai understand that normal schooling for people with other abilities or other challenges can differ, right? It could hinder a person's growth. So Nishat has made a list of institutes, centers where such kids are accepted, trained, and उनको एक livelihood कमाने का मौका मिल रहा है. And this is very important. Financial independence, along with other independence, financial independence also is a very important aspect. कि Nishat was mentioning कि मेरे बाद मेरे बच्चे को कौन take care करेगा? Even if the child is 30, 40, 50 year old, the ability to manage himself. I've seen Heather horse riding. I've seen Heather riding a bullet. Yeah, and this is something which I'm super proud as parents that they have been able to create that independence for a child. Yeah, making him or her independent. So I will first like to take a few questions from the audience. You're most welcome to ask. While at the end of the session, I would request Gulam Bhai and Nishad and Kavita ji to share the final career path of what their child's future would look like. So I'm open to questions now. Or do you think we should finish it first and then take the questions panel,
I
or?
think that would be better, Kiribai. We'll finish the questions first. Sorry, the discussion first, and the questions can come in comfortably.
Okay, so if that is what it is, so I would request the audience to kindly wait. Since this is a very personal, emotional topic, we are going with the flow of not restricting our panelists to not share certain things. They are sharing their personal information. They're sharing their lives with us, which is a very, very big thing, right? So Ghulam bhai,
I
would
have
you like to
one something to also share on my
go
personal
ahead?
front. I shared the aspect of motivation. I shared the aspect of never give up. I shared the aspect of family support. I shared the aspect of the himmat aspect of it. See, there are certain things which I would like to just share with you all. Is that what do the people like us who are physically challenged undergo on a daily routine, as Nishath Kirmani was sharing and Kavita Madam was sharing? See, a normal activity for a normal human being to just get up from his bed, go to the washroom, and come back is very easy. Now, for a person of my situation, of people who are suffering from my kind of health issues, to get me into that position, from sitting position onto my wheelchair to the washroom, finish and come back and change and get to my working situation, would normally take around 10 to 15 minutes for a normal human being. But in my situation, it takes close to 1 hour. And that not only requires a lot of precision and a lot of support, there's a risk of me falling down or me losing my balance or getting into any kind of an injury situation, which has happened on certain situations. But that is something which we undergo on a very difficult note. Another situation yesterday, I had been for one meeting where everyone was comfortably getting up, going and having a cup of coffee, having the lunch, going outside, going for whatever they wanted, and going to the washroom and coming back. I had to sit in one position on my chair for 9 hours.
Whoa,
In one position for 9 hours. Even to lift my leg, I had to ask someone. A situation where I cannot lift my leg, I cannot lift my hands. To when I had to ask someone, yesterday I was not fasting, I had to ask someone to give me a glass of water. I couldn't lift the glass and put it to my lips. So these are the challenges and difficulties which people of my situation face. I wanted to go to a movie, but it was a month and a half, 2 months back. So I like to go explore no new places. So I went to a place called as Vega City, booked the tickets and went there to find out that I had to climb 20 steps to reach the theater. So bought the movie ticket, went there, and had to come back disappointed because I couldn't enter the hall to
my
watch the movie. So not only the trauma, we have a physical trauma, we also undergo a mental trauma. So there have been situations in life where it's not easy going. It's a tough going, where we also find things going very tough. But that's where your family pushes you, where you push yourself, and you have to get going. And there are situations where things don't go your way or things are really going tough. I had discussed one particular matter where you get into a situation where you're totally into a panic. a situation which is called as a panic situation, where you feel that everything is just collapsing around you, the world is coming to an end, even after trying your best. That's when again your family support comes. You have to motivate yourself. So there are a lot of challenges which people face in my situations, which I'm not getting into a normal car. Getting me lifted from my chair into a car requires at least two people to lift me physically. And the risk of lifting and putting me into the car and getting me out of the car is so high on the person who's lifting also, and to me also. Situations where I've injured my leg, my hands, whatever. So these are the tough situations which come. But what I'm requesting everyone is, tough situations come, let's fight it out with the help of the Chada Masumi and Allah. Then we get going in life and we succeed in whatever way we can.
Inshallah.
So, and anyone, as I told, anyone would like to ping me directly for whatever support, whatever little knowledge I've got, I would definitely be of whatever I can do for them.
Abbas bhai, I mean, there are no words. I mean, as we were discussing, right? Lifting up a glass of water is so easy. In Quran, Surah Rahman says, "Fabi ayyi alai rabbikuma tukaziban." कौन सी नेमतों का शुक्र अदा करोगे? How many blessings can you count?
Very true.
Breathing fresh air. Ask an asthma patient how breathing fresh air is challenging for that person. You get my point? So I'm sure with these challenges, we all are taking lessons.
Yes.
But sometimes, I as a person, I'm talking about personal experience. When I failed my 12th standard, I felt like I should run out of my house. Or there are certain times when I feel like सब चीज छोड़ छाड़ के I just need to go and take some मोक्षा लेके पहाड़ पे बैठ जाने का. You get my point? It is so frustrating. Business हो, family life हो, family challenges everybody has in their houses.
Very true.
It could also mean it could lead to depression.
Very true.
It could lead to thoughts like killing yourself. Khuda na
Very true.
kare, may Allah have mercy on us. There could be scenarios where we feel like, end it, enough.
You're absolutely right. At situations in my life,
situations.
I have a situation where I get frustrated. यार मैं क्या मैं कुछ कर नहीं सकता हूँ. I can't pick up a glass of water. यार I can't do what I want to. If no one's in the house, how will I be alone? I don't have, my wife is gone out. If she wants to go out, she has to compromise. Is Abbas comfortable? Is he fine? Are you okay? Only then she can go out. The children have to sacrifice. Is dad okay? Then only they can go out. Or if I'm on the chair, only they can go out. If I'm on the bed, they cannot go out because I cannot reach out to even a phone to pick up. Even to pick up a phone is difficult for me. So that's the challenges which we face. So that sacrifice from the family, that difficulty is also something which is to be noted, and that's how we have to try to overcome that, adapt, compromise, support, and not give up.
Lovely. Kavita ji and Nishad ji, would you like to put across some thoughts on managing depression and mental health? Of course, now our focus is on taking care of children, right? Now, as a mother, you would go any extent to take care of your child. But what happens to you? We have read cases in the newspaper, unfortunately, how people give up so easily. अच्छे खासे लोग, everybody, I mean, people who are wealthy, who are business people, who have achieved fame, name, everything, even they go through depression, they kill themselves up, unfortunately. How do we cope up this? Do you feel this sad feeling? Do you feel like giving up sometimes? How do you deal with it? How do you cope up? What are your strength techniques?
Yeah, if I could go first. Yeah, Kavita, is it? Yeah, all right. So, yes, mental health, depression, anxiety, anxious moments is a part and parcel of parents dealing with special needs, because you are so bounded by giving care to your child, especially in the initial years when you cannot leave them even for a second. So that's where a lot of parents give up, are into mental trauma. They don't know what to do, and sometimes it can get severe to suicidal thoughts. Just the other day in the papers, there was a single mother of a special needs child who took away the life of her child and herself. And there are many very stories in the same lines. So here that also depends on so many things, like, whether they have the support of the spouse, support of the in-laws, or support of the parents, whether they're financially stable. So many factors contribute to this. If you're blessed with a supportive family, you're financially stable, where you can afford therapies, where you can afford to go and study yourself, all those things make a difference. And then you are able to conquer the challenges and work towards them. And you know like now me and Kavita are saying that we are at a little bit of peace because we have trained our children to be where they are today, independently functioning for themselves with their ideals, just like normal children, normal adults of that age. But at that journey where they started off, that has been very traumatizing. There have been occasions where, like, where do we go? We need respite. We need time to breathe. What about our me time? So all those things need to be very closely looked after, and I would say involve the extended immediate family into it. Involve the immediate family like grandparents, your sisters, your siblings, to be a part of that child growing up. When you involve a little bit at least, when like for example, Heather is used to going to his grandparents house today. Every weekend is his grandparents' time. Whether I like it or not, he has to be there on a Friday evening. So this I used for him to get independent and for me to get respite. When I get that respite and little time for myself or to think about my other children, then I am refreshed, rejuvenated to handle him back when he's back on the Sunday afternoon.
Wow.
This is called respite. So I would say, to avoid emotional trauma, train another person or train the child to be used to somebody else or living with somebody else, of their very basic needs, of how he needs to be dealt with, what he needs to eat, where he needs to go, what time he sleeps, and what are his daily needs. If you just let them know and initially make them aware how the child is functioning, how you make him comfortable, so that he can be left. It could be a friend's house, it could be a co-special parent who also is going through the same situation. So that's where parent groups are very important, support groups. So you have to discuss your challenges, your goods and the bads of the child together, so that each one can share. And when you share your troubles, it eases out a little bit. When you share your troubles and your weaknesses or the challenges that you're facing, you at least get ideas. Or if somebody else is also going through the same and you hear about it, you feel that you're not alone. You're not alone in this world. Yes, they are also going through that. And then you all can exchange respite timings. Like if the other family or the other special family needs to go out, you take their child for some hours. Just a few hours is good enough. Just for the parents to go out for an ice cream and come back is a big deal.
It is.
Just to leave that special child just for a few hours with somebody else is a big deal, but it needs it. It's a necessity. So that's where you can avoid the mental trauma, the mental stress, the agony, the anxiety, and all those things, where you do not really drift to the extremes. So that way, the mental psychological well-being of the parents is very, very important, especially in today's life where there's so much of pressure, financial pressure, societal pressure, pressure of the child's behaviors, and work with your child to erase or at least diminish his behaviors while he's growing, so that he is able to be in his comfort zone and make you in your comfort zone when he reaches adulthood, and when you can at least relax and just go through some reels at least on your phone. So I would say that.
Nishad, that your mental peace, your strength is so important to take care of your family, because you're not just dealing with a child, you're dealing with your husband, your in-laws, your own family, your own parents, your siblings, your own health. I'm sure, the minute you touch 40s, you also start deteriorating with your health. Somebody has to take care of you as well, right? So Kavita ji, come in here and tell us, you have a daughter, so the situation in our society is about पढ़ लिख कर क्या करेगी. नॉर्मल बच्चों को ही, when I say normal, regular बच्चों को ही we say that यार why do you want a girl child to be educated, and end of the day शादी तो करना है, घर संभालना है. So does these questions come to you? If so, yes, what are the future of these kids? Where do they work? How do they start earning their livelihood? And and the concept of marriage, partnership, the other human needs that we all require and we all go through it. How do you manage all these, and how do parents tackle such situations?
Kumel ji, see, career depends on the child कि कितना बच्चा progress करता है and उसका education complete हुआ है या नहीं हुआ है, because see, if the child have lots of behavioral issues, उसको therapy attend करने में problem होता है. It depends everything.
जी.
अगर बच्चा progress करता है, it's fine. Then उसके बाद next क्या? He can go to the vocational college, fine. But again, parents पे भी depend करता है. Like I have a child who can swim like पूरा सी के एकदम बीच में जाके, इज अ परफेक्ट स्विमर. तो आई आस्क्ड द मदर कि अरे उसको ये सब चैंपियनशिप रहता है स्टेट लेवल का, यू कैन टेक हिम देयर. तो शी सेड, सी मैम, आई एम वर्किंग फ्रॉम होम, my husband is also working and my child goes to a school with a special educator, then उसको speech therapy भी आती है and music teacher भी आती है. We need money, so I don't have the time to take the child उसको competition में कहीं लेके जाने के लिए. So that is also one thing कि child can like he can play the football, skate अच्छा करता है, swimming अच्छा करता है, but still he's at home just going school with a special educator. So yeah, तो career depends on many things. And anyway, Nishant is also there to guide us. But I will say कि जितना early intervention बच्चे का होगा, जितना therapies होंगी, and the parents will work, so child will definitely will improve, but it depends on in सब चीजों पे. Like if I'm standing here and I'm looking at the steps, ladder होता है ना, सीढ़ी होता है, and I'm looking at the top position of the सीढ़ी कि I want to go there, but to go there I have to take first step, second step, third step. ये सब चीजें हमें पहले क्रॉस करना है.
जी.
That is also important. And like how you are talking about the mental health of the हम taking care करते हैं, for me it's very simple. I start thinking about those children जो मेरे कुछ बच्चे थे physical classes में, they are like wheelchair bound and the parents are doing everything for the child. तो when I think about those ना, मुझे लगता है मेरा problem कुछ भी नहीं है यार, it's nothing. There are problems जो parents इतना feel करते हैं. So I just take a break from my work. I just go for shopping. I don't have friends. Only Yasha is my friend and she shifted in Dubai. So it's her fault. It's not my fault. Okay. So, but I know how to entertain myself. I love music. I love singing. I love dancing. So music चला के पागलों की तरह डांस करूंगी, वो मेरा स्ट्रेस बस्टर हो जाता है. I'll think about something else कि वो they people जो like they are very tense or stressed. We don't have anything यार, हम we are blessed people. I can afford therapy, I can go outside, I have a car, I have a money, कर सकते. But think about those people जिनके पास ये सब नहीं है.
उनको
So
क्या
then
करना?
then automatically आपका stress कम हो जाता है. Think about those people, उनके पास वो भी नहीं है. We are blessed.
You mentioned about Yasha. Yasha is on call. She's not keeping well, so she told me that she's not
Yeah,
going to speak. But then hats off to Yasha. Yasha is also a teacher, a psychometric analyst. We had a very first session with Yasha as well, Yasha and Amar and me. So Yasha, you're on there. We are super proud of you as well. Thank you for connecting Kavita with us, and you've also sent a message, group में message भी डालकर है that NIOS, National Institute of I think it is Open Curriculum.
Open School.
Open
NIOS curriculum.
Yes. Hi, Yasha. Welcome
Hi.
back. So Yasha ke sath we had a very first session on career guidance. So she's a teacher as well, and she understands the regular students whom we call normal versus special children, how to deal with it as a teacher. Some insights, Yasha?
Yeah, so I was teaching in regular school, in international schools in Bangalore. And so other than autistic children, there are many other children who have a lot of learning difficulties. Some of them, they have, like you must have seen the movie Tare Zameen Pe that you mentioned, dyscalculia and dysgraphia, and there are a lot of things. But again, the problem is the same, the parents are not accepting. So the first step is जब तक आप नहीं मानोगे कि there is a problem, आप solution नहीं ढूंढोगे. So you need to first step is accept the problem कि there is an issue and work towards it instead of कि blame अपने आप को दो, society को दो, ये नहीं हो रहा है, वो नहीं हो रहा है. आप क्या कर सकते हो, आप वो करो, आप खाली अपना काम करो. That's my insight. I used to tell the parents also, we need to work for this child. And sometimes there are children who cannot cope regular curriculum at all. Like, in ICSE school, if you send a child who cannot understand anything, वो पूरा दिन shadow teacher के साथ बैठा है and वो कुछ भी नहीं कर पा रहा है, तो इससे better है कि there are curriculums meant for. I'm not against inclusion. I'm absolutely in for inclusion. But see what is your child's need. So like NIOS curriculum, it's excellent, where children can choose their subjects. They have subjects like English, math, science, and everything. It's an open schooling, skill based. You can pick your skills also, and you are also eligible if the child is doing good. They are also eligible for sitting for NEET, for JEE. There are children who study from NIOS curriculum and they sit for NEET also, provided you have the right subject selection. So everything is there. You just have to go to the right source, recognize the right need for your child.
Ji.
That is the most important thing. Recognize what your child needs and work towards that, instead of blaming and trying to unnecessarily fit in. you know don't push your child, don't push yourself. वो puzzle होता है ना, why fit in when you can stand out? Why not? Like, why do you have to fit in? You can stand out and do whatever you want to. You can. There is everything. There is NIOS curriculum. Then there are so many schools in Bangalore. There are so many institutions, like, there is Shankar Mahadevan Institute, where they encourage, where they take children from all, all, like, everybody can join in. It's a school for music, where children, and there are हर चीज के लिए there are resources available. थोड़ा सा मगर parents को थोड़ी सी मेहनत करनी होगी. They'll have to find it out and see what is meant for their child and do work on that. So that's my little 2 cents. I'm not an expert on this topic, but yes, I have seen. And when we talk about normal children, there are children who are brilliant. They're doing so well in their studies, but they get under the influence of drug and their career is ruined. So
See, you're right. There are all possibilities put together, right? So we are just looking at things from one-sided view, whereas there is lots of hope and information out there. And I'm sure parents who are not educated, now we are all privileged that हम लोग education हासिल कर चुके हैं. We are now been able to get to understand what is autism, how to deal with this problem. Abbas by himself, he's gone to school, he's gone to college. But there are, I know parents who are uneducated. I know parents who are poor. I know parents जिसको लगता है कि ये गॉड ने हमको पनिशमेंट दे दिया, गॉड ने कोई हमको काला जादू कर दिया, कोई हमारे ऊपर नजर रख दिया. यू गेट माई पॉइंट. इट इज क्वाइट कॉमन. सो उन पेरेंट्स के लिए भी आई एम श्योर Nishath will definitely share with us those helpline numbers, those communities, those NGOs, which these parents should not shy away from, for people whom आपके helping staff or community or anybody who's got such kids, bring them up. And we will definitely, with Kavita ji's help and Nishad ji's help, we will try to solve as much as we can, and we will be taking up questions. So just to bring in Nishad again. Nishad, there were some personal WhatsApp messages on my message asking about the normal trajectory of a human life is पैदा हो जाना, school जाना, college जाना, fix up a career, get married, then produce kids, then you die, right? So is the same process is followed with respect to marriage, with respect to hobbies, with respect to career choices? And I'm sure you have a list. You have shared the list with me. I will share this as you're talking. But this question would be almost the last or the second last question before I reach out to Gulam Bhai for his inputs. But what are your thoughts on it?
Sure. Careers is something that every parent looks out at as an important part of a child's life. So likewise here, for a special child, every parent wants the child to be settled in life, be financially independent, ताकि he has his identity, his dignity, But over here, it's an extra effort, extra, I would say a lot more going into getting the child to be employed. I remember in your first Yazera career counseling session, this was my question that triggered. What about my child? Where does he go? And this has culminated in me finding out more about what I should be putting out to the parents out there who are asking for what career should I choose for my child.
Lovely.
So, number one, it begins with what your child is good at. Yeah. You have to first identify the strengths of your child. And once you have your child, start working with your child to make him independent. First, you got to make him independent in his own structure in his daily life. Work on the ADLs, make him perfect there where he doesn't need to be taught how to brush his teeth, wash, dress up, and go out to work. You have to work on it while they are small first. And then when the ADLs, the basic ADLs are in place, then कौन से स्कूल में डालना है, क्या पढ़ना है, पढ़ना लिखना तो सिखाना ही है. Lot of children are very severe and they wouldn't sit. Sitting tolerance is something that you need to teach the child to be sitting, listen to instructions and apply them. There are three different things. Sit, listen to instructions and apply them. So once he learns that, then he completes, like Yasha was talking about NIOS. NIOS allows a special child to choose the subjects of his choice and complete it at his pace. Heather has completed his 10th through NIOS. He is into the 12th now of NIOS, which is called senior secondary. So once that is done, what next? A degree for the child. So it all depends on the potential of your child. If your child is able to read and write, do math, simple math, okay, even use a calculator. Even if he cannot communicate to the interviewer, he should be able to communicate it through some form that yes, he is able to sit on the computer and do some data entry, follow instructions, do some testing, do some brilliant work better than the regular neurotypical adults.
Wow.
Like I said, they are geniuses in certain traits. Task completion is a big thing for them. So if you're giving them pages of testing and data entry to be done, they will not get up from their seat without finishing the last bit. A regular adult might take 100 breaks or might get bored of it, but a special child would excel in what he does best. So there are a lot of career options, but the prerequisites for career options are many, very many, unfortunately. Today we have a lot of MNCs and corporates out there like SAP Labs, Dell, a lot of MNCs who have a policy of 1% of special needs individual in their employment bit. They have to hire 1% of special needs individuals. That's their company CSR policies or whatever. Like SAP Labs has something called Autism at Work, where they hire individuals on the spectrum and with mild or moderate disabilities of SLD, speech and language disorders, but they are looking for certain skill sets in the child, in the individual. Like they have, SAP Labs has over 250 employees globally. They hire people on the spectrum but with certain skill sets like testing or a coding background and a technical background. If the individual is able to prove that he is able to do that, then they hire the individual on the spectrum, and they have a very good program to like a buddy program where they have another regular individual who is like a buddy at work, who helps them, who helps them with their social skills and their communication skills, and in his functioning basically at work. So a lot of MNCs and corporates have this provision of employment. But again, the child needs to have at least a 12th standard, at least literacy skills of communicating either the email or digitally communicating. So I have listed out in the file that you have shared, I've listed out a lot of options for our career options for our children and our adults. Now, all this while we spoke about children, how to, with special needs, how to get them going and get bada kaisa karte hain, kaisa bolna, khana, peena, sab sikhate hain. But after they learned all this, now what? I mean, they need to earn, right? And that is again one of the questions of what after rust. What about their identity? What about their dignity? What about their marriage? Marriage is such an important thing for them. So let's focus on careers first. See, each child with special needs has different abilities. Some children can sit in front of the computer and work for hours, and they could be good at testing, coding, and all these data entry, digital skills. But some children do not have that capacity. They are not high functional. But they are good with art, music, hands-on working with fine motor skills. They have we have a lot of hospitality industries which train our children, like you spoke about the Mitti Cafe, and these people, these organizations, these NGOs, there are a lot of centers who train in pre-vocational skills, vocational skills, and also place them according to their strengths and abilities. Like we're talking about Dia Foundation, one of the institutions where they train the children to make candles, paper bags, gift hampers for corporates. They are tied up with a lot of corporates where they promote their children's products, their adults, special adults products, and make a living for them. They employ them. One of them is that you have the Amog Center where digital skills, digital literacy is taught to the child. At the same time, candle making, baking, all these things are taught. So according to the capacity and the potential of that individual, there are very many centers out there who have come into being, who are helping our adults, training them, polishing their skills that they already know or do not know, and just identifying their strengths and placing them also. So I've shared the files, the file with Kumail, where a lot of parents who are thinking what next as career options, you can access that through Kumail. And then, well, I say career, yes, of course, is a very important part of one's life, but make them stable for them to go out there and earn a living first. And then once they have their dignity of earning, of being employed, of having an identity, yes, even if they earn 100 rupees per month, it is a big thing for them. Acknowledge it, celebrate it, appreciate them. And then marriage is again a very big question mark. It depends on how far the child has come. How much of a marriage concept does the child understand? How much does that adult need it? Does he even understand what it is to get married and take a responsibility of another individual? Do you want to risk that other individual only to please the world that, yes, I've got my son married? No. I do not want to please the world saying that my son is married, he's produced babies, whereas I know he's going to have interpersonal relationship issues with his spouse because he's unable to communicate. हालांकि उसकी physical growth is as normal as a normal person. His physical needs, his physical growth, bodily needs, bodily changes are absolutely normal. I know he has needs, challenges, but he cannot express them appropriately. I mean, there was a time, I don't want to shy away from saying this. There was a time when, puberty was hitting Heather, and a lot of yeses and nos had to be taught about to him about the opposite sex, about opposite gender. औरतों से कैसे बात करते हैं, girls से कैसे बात करते हैं, the distances that he had to create, and what needs to be not spoken, how he had to not touch anybody. There was a time, and this is a very funny incident, like when we used to go into malls, there used to be mannequins with clothes on, right? so it was in a ladies section, he would go lift up the skirts of the mannequins and see what's inside. So then I knew that yes, this curiosity needs to be addressed. So and then I had to say, Heather Baba, you can maybe touch the mannequin once, but you cannot lift up a girl's or anybody else's skirt, or you cannot even touch them. You need to ask them, can I hold your hand? Yeah, so those things are very, very important and very delicate in one's life. So if you think your son, your daughter is prepared to step into the relationship of a marriage and honor the partner's identity, honor the other person's feelings, then Bismillah, please go ahead, look for a spouse. There are a lot of websites, matrimony websites of special need individuals out there. You Google it and you have it. There are a lot of meetups of such individuals who are all special, and there are success stories. I'm not saying don't think about marriage at all. There are successful stories of two special individuals getting married, staying together. I mean, they are happy the way they are. They have accepted their relationships and they are happy the way they are. So, yes, if that is a possibility, if you see that can do good to your son or your daughter as an individual, please go ahead. And if ऊपर वाले ने किसी को रखा है, तो कैसे भी होगा. So I go with that thought. But yes, make them stable, give them dignity, let them go out and work, let them complete their education, which is a must, which is a basic need today for them to step into any careers. So concentrate on those forms and lines, and then yes.
I think you have summarized this so beautifully, covering the most sensitive, at the same time very important aspects of growing adults, right? So we all go through bodily changes, mental changes, emotions and stuff. Just to before I could take the questions, I have a last question. To Gulam Abbas Bhai, saying that Abbas bhai, your journey of 51 years on wheelchair. I
जी
mean,
भाई.
I'm sure there should be a book written on it, and I'm sure it'll be as inspiring as any. I'm not joking, and this is from the bottom of my heart, because if a person is finding it difficult to lift up a glass and have water, if a person, you mentioned 9 hours, I am feeling painful that I'm making you sit for 2.5 hours. It was a 2 hour session, and we have already exceeded half an hour. Why? Because it's not nice on my part to restrict what is coming from the panelist heart. If I was teaching some digital marketing course, I would have said, boss, थोड़ा ही बात करो, इतना ही बोलना है, subject ये है, please stick to the topic. But this is from the heart. I can't stop a parent from talking her heart out and in telling about what needs to be done, because what better platform than this? And mashallah, see, we still have 25 people, listening to us even after 2.5 hours. That shows that they mean every word and they value every word of us. So, Gulam bhai, before I could take questions from the participants, the audience, there are parents who are curious to know more about their well-being, their child's well-being. You tell us about the financial aspect. Also, since you are also into the insurance industry, are there any schemes that could cover up such people? Are there any government options that we have with respect to employment, also with respect to medical aid, if you are aware of any of such?
See, basically, what I would urge all parents is there are no schools or colleges which are there especially for physically challenged people or children. We have to adjust to any kind of a college or any kind of a institution.
Gee.
It's basically, but now there are the awareness has improved so much that there are a lot of ramps everywhere. If you are wheelchair bound, in my college days, I used to be lifted from I had my class on the first floor in my first year PUC as well as my first year degree. So I used to have my friends lifting me physically from the ground floor to the first floor on the back, on the backs and take me to class.
Wow.
Right? Now there are facilities, obviously, there are ramps everywhere and in major colleges and major institutions. So my first suggestion would be that get everyone into an education mode. Do not keep your children at home in whatever physical state they are. It may be a 30% disability, 50% disability, 70%, or something like mine, which is about 85% disability.
My
Right?
God, my God.
So we need to get out of the house, as Nish was saying, move into the world, meet people, and share our views and be absolutely normal. It's going to be difficult on the child, it's going to be difficult on the parent. It's not going to be easy, but we have to cooperate, get them out into the open. That's
Ji,
what I would suggest, what I have gone through, as you said, my life in the last so many years. So getting him into a school or into a college is priority.
ji,
Now, the institute, what he wants to choose, what kind of a profession he wants to choose,
ji,
is his call. Of course, obviously, whether it's he goes for a commerce degree or whether he goes for a science or an arts or any other degree, but something which is more on the mental level. I mean, where it will be a desk-oriented job, right? So that could be maybe it could be digital marketing, it could be an insurance related business, it could be an MBA, it could be a CA. Now, all these are very strong professions. If you see chartered accountancy, it requires more of mind and body. MBA also more of mind and body. And again, insurance is a mixture of two, but we are managing somehow the other. And so this would help the them to come out of the financial difficulties, and the chances of them getting into good institutions, as someone pinged some time back, is there into major big companies like TCS, Infosys. They have a lot of opportunities for the physically challenged, whether they are physically challenged or they have hearing issues or with eye issues. So they have this is the kind of eyesight issues basically. So
ji,
that those opportunities will definitely be there.
ji.
So that's as far as the career aspect of it is concerned, and but get them into a external education, not doing your studies online at home. I feel it's not very right on the part of the parents, and even if the child is finding it difficult, take that extra bit of effort to move out into the open.
Also, Abbas bhai, with respect to the insurance,
Yeah,
because we're in that field, right? We know that insurance also has some liabilities in not covering up certain cases. So,
correct.
in your scenario, or in needs of autistic kids or dyslexia or any other abilities, special needs, are you aware, or do you think in the coming time there would be advances in covering up such policies so that the financially not capable parents can make use of such?
Yeah, there could be a probability in the coming years. As on
But
date,
as
there
of
doesn't
now,
seem to be any of these kind of plans or policies or any kind of schemes available. Of course, you have that unique identification card from the government of India, which
UID.
gives you that additional mileage in terms of travel. If you're traveling between cities, you have that certain discounts on your train travel and blah blah whatever travel, and some kind of other incentives. But as far as schemes are concerned, no, nothing as
No.
such specially designed.
I think you have answered to the point. That's
Yeah.
brilliant. Nishath, you have something to add on to it?
Yeah, I was just wanting to, as far as insurance schemes are concerned, there is something called Star Health Insurance, Abbas bhai,
G, G.
that has come up now for special needs because,
Okay.
first of all, they would not recognize autism as, they would not insure it because
Okay.
they are unlimited therapies and the cost is very high. So none of the insurance policies or the companies would come forward in insuring our children. So but now Star Health Insurance also has come up with a policy which has
Okay.
their loopholes, which has
Yes,
their
yes. Lot of
hidden
restrictions. Yes,
Yes, hidden terms and
yes.
conditions as well. But at least we have something out there for our children. So I would like to make a
Surely.
mention of that.
I'll
Star
get
Health and LIC also has certain things for the disability factor section of the community.
G. I'll get
Thank you
back
so
to you all
much.
on this particular aspect of it with more
Sure,
information
sure.
Thank
as and
you,
when
Abbas bhai.
as soon as
Yes.
possible.
Yes, yes. So, coming to the closure of this, thank you so much, dear panelists, Kavita Verma ji, Nishad ji, Gulam Abbas ji. Heartfelt thank you, gratitude. I'm not closing it yet. I'm just telling you that, of course, we have more to share. Of course, the communication, we would like to know more in detail. We will definitely have another session, I'm sure, with the love and support of the audience who are waiting to ask you questions. We've got Fatima Kirmani, who's been with us even before we started this event. She's our cousin from Hyderabad. Even a warrior, very jovial, a strength that I definitely look up to her, right? So, and the other questions are also part of the messages. Parallelly, if you feel that you can also answer it while we are addressing live questions, please go ahead. Now the forum is open for parents and the attendees to please come forward, unmute yourself, ask questions. If you're not comfortable, I mean, be comfortable, yaar. This is the first time. Come on, be confident. Aye, unmute kijiye, ask the questions. Go ahead,
Can I start?
please.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. It was a very, very, very nice session. And I really like, when we search for some resources, here we go. Last night, Nishad sent me the invitation, and I was very fortunate to connect with such lovely people out here. So my story, as many of you don't know, I'm a grandmother and a guardian for a special child. So मेरा नवासा है. So he's 8 years old. So his mother is a single mother, a divorcee. So she is earning for his child's need like abroad. So we take care of him. I mean, my grandchild. But the problem is now, as ages, like as we are aging, like as grandparents. So it's very difficult for us to handle and take care of all these tantrums and, so this is the time for us to support our children, like, my daughter, so that she could earn her living in order to help her child in future. And right now I'm facing problems of my own health issues. Basically, I was a teacher as a profession. So, but of late, like last year, I had to leave because of my vertigo problem. So, as my grandson is on seizure medicines, so like Miss Kavita had said, like, they are on particular medicines. So, एक चीज जो मुझे बार बार खा जाती है कि जो है अगर मैं उसको टाइम पे मेडिसिन नहीं दूं so इसका सीजर्स का क्या हो गया and what will happen to my child and that trauma is killing me and और सब बच्चे सपोर्ट करते हैं लेकिन they have their own commitments. My husband has night jobs, so सुबह में उनको सोना पड़ता है फिर after that he's also like behind the child, so it's round the clock 24 hours उसके पीछे रहना है. So I feel that if I am healthy I can take care of my child. So is there and I was going in a depression, but then still I worked on myself and watching positive videos like Mr. Gulam Abbas Nassur is a live example. I'm so happy, and Nishad, my cousin, Miss Kavita, and it was really wonderful. It gave me a positive 100% what to say to fight with the challenges. So yeah, and about the medicines, like will it be lifelong with the medication issue? Like, if anyone knows here, the doctor said it will be for this lifelong. Like if we don't give him medicine on time, so it can again last for more years.
So फातिमा जी आप ये सीजर का मेडिसिन के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं?
हाँ, सीजर्स का.
हाँ, या यू हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल. वो मेडिसिन जो डॉक्टर ने प्रिस्क्राइब किया है, डोंट ट्राई टू चेंज और डोंट ट्राई टू स्टॉप कि हाँ अभी तो 5 ईयर हो गया है, सीजर्स नहीं आया है, नहीं देने का कोशिश करते. डोंट ट्राई दिस थिंग. ओनली डॉक्टर जो डॉक्टर बोलता है मेडिकेशन के बारे में, फॉलो दैट. यू हैव टू बी थोड़ा सा अलर्ट. आई नो इट इज वेरी स्ट्रेसफुल. तो फातिमा जी मेरा सजेशन आपको यही रहेगा, प्लीज टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ. See, I am also, yeah, I know, I can understand. I'm also a working woman. I also have husband, उनका भी arthritis का problem है. I have to take care of him also. But I'm very extremely, Yasha knows me कि I'm very diet conscious person, health conscious person.
Yes.
Regularly exercise के बिना I cannot breathe. तो फातिमा जी पहले आप अपना हेल्थ का ध्यान रखिए.
Yeah.
फिजिकली अपना हेल्थ का ध्यान रखिए. अच्छा खाइए, अच्छा सोचिए. हाँ, we have to be थोड़ा सा हम लोगों का alert रहना पता. I can understand. No, I
This
told you
like
मेरा
this medicine part, I cannot like it's like मैं पागल हो जा रही हूँ कि किसी के ऊपर डिपेंड नहीं कर सकते हूँ कि
I
वो
know,
अगर
I
मैं
know.
मिस हो गया तो
Yeah.
I'm going to be responsible about that.
If it
So
क्या
that
ये
thing is
possible है कि आपका बच्चा खुद से मेडिसिन खाए, like Tintin can take her own medicine मुझे
he's
उतना
an 8-year-old child, so maybe in future, yes.
yeah
we can do that.
अगर he's just a 8-year-old.
Yes, 8-year-old child.
Okay,
Grandchild.
then
He's
you
my
can
grandchild.
yeah, oh okay, your grandchild, yeah, but
You
still
can, if I, can I
हाँ
suggest
Yasha बोल
something?
हाँ
You can
बोलो.
also set alarms on your watch or something and train him
I
for
do
that.
that. I do that. लेकिन
Yeah. So slowly,
आजू
I think
बाजू
in
के
another
लोग
few
they say
years, he'll catch it.
इतना क्या बिग डील है मेडिसिन के बारे में, इतना क्या बिग डील है, दे दो खिला दो. सो मेरे दिमाग में कुछ और चलता रहता है कि
I
अगर
know, I
टाइम
know.
मिस हो गया,
हाँ
अगर कुछ हो गया, then
Can I
I'm
speak
going
on
to be
this, sister?
responsible. Sorry?
हाँ.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Assalamu alaikum, sister. Actually, you're asking a question about medication, and I'm myself actually gone through this. I have two ADHD kids myself, and so yeah, and I am like in middle where I'm not in the country also. So Alhamdulillah, I feel it's a blessing itself to have a family support and being the home country. But it's a very challenging fact when you're not in your country. Yeah, Alhamdulillah, Allah helps, of course. But coming to this medication point, even I was hesitating a lot. But I started giving medication to my child a year back, and I repent the fact that I did not give him before. So I feel it really, really helps because that is the need of the child. I know it's not very easy to take that decision, but it helps.
आई थिंक साइदा जी फातिमा जी जो मेडिसिन का बात कर रही हैं वो आई थिंक सीजर्स का मेडिसिन है. एंड
Yeah.
साइदा जी आप जो मेडिसिन का बात कर रही है वो कौन सा मेडिसिन है?
I'm giving Ritalin to my son. Ritalin, which is
Not for the seizure, not for the seizure,
no, no,
right?
this is not seizure, but this is ADHD. But in general, I feel that the medication part, whether it is autism or ADHD, if you have done a proper assessment and if the doctors have recommended you, I personally I feel that it is good to try. Okay, initially I started with Ayurveda, then homeopathy. Finally, I think I wasted my time and I did allopathy, but I think that it is very helpful because this is one area where I feel if I would have done before, it is much more helpful to the child. Now, I completely understand with autism also what you're saying, ma'am, that with the seizures. But yeah, it does help, right? Because seizures is definitely something that is mentally also and physically also harming the child. So
Yeah, the medication is
not
different here.
something.
Sayeda, I would just come in here. The medication for ADHD is totally different from the seizure medicine. So, yes, if you're talking generally about giving medications, being on time, and all those things, yes, very well taken. But seizures is something, it's a burst of abnormal electrical activity in the brain, while epilepsy is a chronic condition that causes recurring seizures. So, and the taking care of both issues is totally different. Here you're giving the child ADHD child medication to make him calm and be able to listen to you and sit at a table and listen to instructions if he's going to school or therapy centers. So well, yes, the debate about medications is totally different with ADHD and autism. That's the last resort that we take of giving and infusing medication in children. That is the last resort. If your therapies have failed, your ABAs have failed, your functional training, your other calming strategies have failed, that's when you go in for medications for ADHD and autism. Whereas seizures is a comorbidity for special need children, which cannot be avoided. That is, you have to give medications, and it's a different ball game, which Kavita is explaining, Fatih Didi. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you so much, dear panelists and Fatima Kirmani for this question, and Saida, thank you for pitching in. We also have Farasat Hussain. Farasat Hussain, you have mentioned your question. I would love to read it, but because we want people to come out of that fear. Yeah, I would want you to open your camera, put on that mic, and ask that question, my dear Farasat Hussain bhai. It's important. I can read it out, but I want each one of you to come out of that comfort zone. कि लोग क्या कहेंगे? I'm not comfortable. I'm shy. No problem. हम लोग, we're not judging you, but I would want you to come online and read your own question, ask your question, please. It's a request.
Thank you. Thank you, Kumail bhai. Thank you, Ms. Nishad, for giving me this opportunity.
Lovely.
Actually, there are my two questions about my son. First, I have already asked that he's like 5.5 years old and taking therapies from 2.5 years old. We got him into early intervention, but there is very little improvement in his speech. Like he uh, uh, perfectly speaks only 2-3 words, or at least when we force him to say any word, he got to say the first syllable of any word, but rest he's just like babbling and different type of voices like ooh, and etc. So what can we actually do to improve his speech at home? This is my first question. Please give me this response for this, then I will ask my another question.
Ji, Farasat bhai, I mean, the first step is you've already done the first step of going and getting the child diagnosed and getting a report. But let me tell you here, assessments जो अभी young बच्चों में होते हैं, they are just for theory base. Yes, they might label your child ADHD, autism, speech
Yes.
delays, everything. Yes, take it in. Take it in with a pinch of salt. I'm telling you, with experience of so much of window shopping out there, there's so much of confusion, so many things offered, so many varieties of things, so many centers, different centers offering so many various techniques, and so much of corruption also coming into play. The centers might not give you what you're actually paying for
Absolutely.
easily, and they might not even be transparent of what they're doing to your child over there at the center, and then he's going to school every day and coming back, and you're not seeing any improvement with the child. But I would say do not stop. This is great that you've at least enrolled him into a center, and I would say look out for inclusive setups for him, inclusive schools which also take regular children and special needs children. There are, I don't know where you live, kahan hai, we can talk about it on a personal level. When you're most welcome to get in touch with me, and then I can guide you, empower you. So that's where I was at the same particular place where you were. And that's when I decided that yes, I will get to study this whole concept and complexity of autism and find out, because I cannot be taking him to therapy centers for the rest of my life. If I know how to deal with him, I sit back at home and do it myself. And I know a lot of parents do not have the bandwidth to go out there, study and अपना time निकाल के दें. दो और बच्चे हैं, family को देखना है. मगर somewhere somebody has to step down, step in and take that initiative. Let me know more, or let me be guided on a regular basis so that I can work with my child myself. If his speech has not improved over the years, do not stop. Try and feed him everything. Their minds are like sponge at the moment. You don't even know the capacity. If the child is not looking at you, that doesn't mean that he's not listening to you. He is listening everything, especially when you're talking about that child. He is listening
Yes.
everything that
Yes.
you're talking about him. So be careful of what you say. so so keep at it, keep going. Yeah, Kumail.
I had that kid, when you opened the cameras, some minutes back, I could see that smile on that kid, and Farasat Bhai has joined us from Pakistan, which is also a very, very
Yes.
important aspect for us. That
Super.
message is going global, and Farasat Bhai, I request the panelists also, like when we create groups, when we create WhatsApp messages, when we also have like-minded people who are facing the same problem. अब जैसे जिम को जाते हैं कि आपको एक ग्रुप बना जाता है, वेट लॉस का एक ग्रुप बन जाता है, कार्डियो का एक ग्रुप बन जाता है, खाने वाले जो कुकिंग का ग्रुप बन जाता है. सो व्हाई कांट वी क्रिएट अ कम्युनिटी ग्रुप? Maybe you guys can initiate it, where you can share your problems, where you can share your discussions. So when you come up with solutions like this, I think you can come out of the depression, you can come out of the solutions, you can come out of the financial problems, so many things together. I think that will be our next step, inshallah.
I think it's going to be a lovely to-do point for Yazera Trust. Make a parent support group for like-minded parents and parents who are looking out for answers. I think that's your next step, and that's your takeaway from today.
Can I
I
have
know
an answer
Yazera
from
Trust is
Farasat
getting
That
fun.
Hussain?
will be very
Like
helpful.
my
Yes.
grandchild
Yeah.
also was not able to speak for 5 years. We waited for 5 years, and then gradually he started, and now he can like address
Awesome.
what he needs. So wait and watch. He will definitely
Great,
get to talk.
great. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
good
Really
talk. Yeah.
appreciate it. Good job, everybody. Hats off to Farasat Bhai, Nishad. Thank you so much, Fatima Kirmani. Thank you so much once again for those inputs. Very helpful. Some more questions on the list. I would request you to unmute yourself, ask questions. This is the time that you can actually share your heart out. I can read questions out from the chat. There's no much fun in it. But this is the platform जो आप दिल खोल के बात करेंगे. We are here to listen to you. We are here for you. But if you feel that no problem, then I will read out the next question. I think Kavita has already answered Firdaus Fatima's question about diploma in special education, intellectual disability. Lockdown happened. After that, I got married, shifted to Delhi. From Delhi to a small town in Uttar Pradesh. Now I need to start my career as a special educator, but there's not maybe one option that she has access to because of a distance place away from Delhi. So Kavita has already put across her point. Would you like to put across a point, Nishath, or should I go to the next question?
Yeah, I would just tell for those that, don't stop trying. I mean,
Yeah.
there are very many online platforms, and there are special educators group where, you have, I can add you on to that. Just get in touch with me, where there are vacancies which can suit you, because you're not in Bangalore. You have a lot of online opportunities as well where you can be hired. So you don't stop, keep applying, keep the fire going, because there is a dearth of special educators, there is a dearth of passionate people in this field. So keep it going. We need more of the tribe.
Superb. So there's another question from YouTube. There are also people viewing us on YouTube live. The question is that there are many qualified people with disabilities in present scenario, and they are looking for work from home opportunity. The reason is non-mobility. Can this platform give a solution? Are educated without any technical background? Highly appreciate if provide any help. Anybody would like to answer
Yeah,
this?
I think, Giribhai, we can work out something if they can get in touch with me directly. There are a lot of opportunities available for those
The
people who are challenged.
question goes directly to Abbas Bhai. Please get in touch with Abbas Bhai. He is a living example of how he is utilized. Not sitting at home and crying. There are so many people जिसके पास हाथ पैर आंख नाक अल्लाह everybody अल्लाह दे करे, and they're sitting at home cribbing के मेरे को job नहीं मिल रहा है, मेरे को Allah is testing me, मेरे को ये है वो है, all that ज्ञान. But don't stop pitying on yourself. अपने आप पे तरस खाना बंद कीजिए. Get out there. People with disability, people have gone to Olympics. Correct? So if you have two options. अगर आपको एक हाथ नहीं दिया, you can एक हाथ फैला के आप भीख मांग सकते हैं रोड पे, या वही एक हाथ से आप brick by brick अपनी life set कर सकते हैं. It's as simple as that. How you pursue, how you see your ability as a strength or a weakness is in your hands. Not much can be done unless you want to take that first step. Nobody else is going to come and help you. So I hope, I'm sorry for being rude, but I wanted to share my heart out, right? Epilepsy, seizures, he's on medication, he needs continuous therapy. I think this was answered already. So true, Saida says, I'm a father. Okay, Farasat Bhai's question is answered. Good idea. Firdaus, Fatima, you can get in touch with counseling team. And we are so happy that panelists have openly shared their contact numbers. Come on. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. कि two ladies have told the entire panelists कि लो मेरा mobile number लो, मुझे call करो. What more can we ask from the panelists? Thank you so much, Nishath Kirmani and Kavita Verma ji, for sharing your personal number with the panel to ask the questions. I mean, hats off to you guys. And another question. Thank you once again. Alhamdulillah, great platform, Yazera TV. All done. I think we are done with these questions. If there is anything, we are still here to hear you out before we finally call for the end of the session. I have personally learned a lot. I don't know if I've been just in asking you guys the right questions or missed out on anything. Please correct. Please add on to those final points if we have missed out on any points that we were wanting to discuss but we couldn't discuss.
There's one question by Noor Zahra, I think, Kumail, that we have just kind of missed out. Let me just quickly touch upon that. What will be the first step to check whether the kid is autism or ADHD? She says on the YouTube chat box. Yeah. So, like I said, if the if the child is severely affected, the signs can be seen and observed or noted as early as 7 to 8 months of the child's life. He wouldn't give you eye contact. He wouldn't respond to his name. There wouldn't be a social smile. Like when the parent or anybody's cuddling or trying to play with the child, he wouldn't respond back with a smile. And any normal child would respond back with a smile and an eye contact. So that is the first pointers that you got to look out whether there is something missing in the child's development. So those are the earliest signs. And then of course speech delays, not responding, and all those things would tell you as a parent will 100% know that there's something amiss with my child, especially when you see other regular children around you and your child. You will know that there's something amiss. Please get help. You go to you go to assessment centers. You ask people who can guide you, and then you can take it off from there. Accept the situation and move on. Everything can be achieved.
Yes.
There's nothing impossible in this world. Bit by bit, bite by bite. And we are there. I'm there.
Alhamdulillah. Yes. Thank you so much. Means a lot. I think we are done with those questions. Is there anything that we have missed out? You can reach out to us. You can reach out to Team Yazera. Yazera, once again, Yazera Trust, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. The fact that 20 people are still watching us and people are still live on YouTube means that this is not a boring movie, or this is not a webinar or a seminar. This is connecting heart to heart. There is no pitch, there's no deck, there is no agenda behind it. It's pure intention to help one another. And hats off to all of you. Kavita Verma ji, special thanks to you taking time on a Sunday. For us, it means a lot. Why? Because, we are a very, small knit community in Bangalore. I don't know if you've even heard of a Shia community, a part of Muslim community, but we are so happy that you have accepted a proposal. You have come forward to share your experience with us. We, from the entire community, from the entire, Yazera Trust, special thanks to you. We are sending you tokens of love, appreciation, and lots of best wishes to you, your family, especially to Tim. We wish that she has the best of life ahead, and you will be of course you are, and we are also super proud to have you and Tim part of it. Hats off to you. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Nishath Kirmani Ali, my sister. It was so nice to talk to you for so long. I've never spoken to you for so long, over so many years. It's been a great session with you. Thank you so much for those insights, for those valuable lessons, for those learnings. I have personally learned a lot, and nothing can comprehend what a mother goes through it. Yeah, a mother's level Islamically is the level of where, after God, if there's somebody that should be worshipped, it could be parents, they say, right? But you have set a great benchmark for all of us, right? At the young age of 25, 26, facing so much of challenges, living up to an age, now happily married, two beautiful more kids, three kids together, managing work, life, everything together. It's a challenge that I've seen you personally, and I'm very proud of you. And thank you so much for sharing this insights with us. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Yazera Trust first for taking this initiative. They're doing some really good social initiatives. And I thank you all to, get up there, brace your socks up, pull your socks up, and address social causes. and you have so much in the community itself. You don't need to go outside. So so thankful to this initiative. Keep it going, I would say, because it would not end here. Keep it going. We are always there. I'm always there for questions, for any help, for anything for the cause of special needs and otherwise also. And I would thank the Almighty first. 14 मासूमीन का सदका है, and of course my husband, my parents first, for being there, my husband, because without them I wouldn't be able to achieve all these things. And then Heather, my bacha, my masoom, who has given me this identity. And it's jitna shukr kare kam hai, but you feel so good when you actually are at least a 0.00001% you make a difference to others, at least, or of some help or some respite to others. So always there, always open. Thank you so much, my little brother. Keep it going. Thank you everybody who's joined. Yes, a lot of people from our community also have joined, and from the autism community, a lot of my friends, co-parents have joined. Thank you so much, and for your time and insights, and for all the support and encouragement. Thank you.
And of course, not letting go of Gulam Abbas bhai. And we finish the ladies part, then of course we both are still going to be there. It's not easy to it's easy to listen to what you said, but it's very difficult for me to digest because I've seen you. Yeah, and more so important, hats off to you. Thank you so much for giving us your time, your insights, your lesson, your inspiration to the entire community. And I'm also going to mention about your son, whom I look up to, because the way a youngster just coming out of college, 17, 18-year-old guy, taking care of his father, he has his own life. I mean, children at the age of 16, 17 rebel. They want to leave the house. They want parents to let go of them. यार मेरी जिंदगी अभी मैं 18 साल का हो चुका, I want to live my own life, but hats off to a kid like yours. Yeah, and of course your family, your wife, your parents, your in-laws, of course. Hats off to the upbringing that you guys have created, to have such wonderful children who are taking care of you. You had parents who have taken care of you. You have got children, your wife, who are taking care of you as well. So heartfelt thanks, gratitude to all of them. And thank you for being a role model for all of us. Thank you for showing us the light that nothing is impossible. And giving us the hope to fight and live, and that smile of yours, to keep showing up, in never let go of that spirit ever. So heartfelt thank you so much, means a lot. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone.
I'm not able to get that. So we are winding up this. My God, 3 ghante yaar, month of Ramadan, past 3 hours. Thank you so much.
We had 19 people on YouTube also currently watching, plus 20 here, 38.
Great stuff. Thank you once again for all the viewers, for all the listeners, for all the parents who have joined us from different parts of the world, different time zones. May you have a lovely. Sayeda is asking when next. All the so Sayeda, inshallah.
I'm so sorry, I just couldn't stop by, but mashallah, 3 घंटे और भी चले जाएंगे तो I think it's less because इतना कुछ सीखने मिल रहा है mashallah.
Where are you located, Sayeda?
I'm in the UAE, basically from Mumbai, but I got married and I came.
Amazing. So you have people from different time zones taking part of it. Yazera, this is amazing that your reach has been global. Thank you once again. And I would now request all of you to leave your comments on YouTube. Give us your feedback. Tell us what more sessions do you want us to come up with. And more special prayers for all the kids who are suffering, people who are ill, people who are fighting their own battles, people who are undergoing depressions. Please pray for everybody. I think prayer is the best gift that you can give. Monetary help is fine, emotional help is fine, advice is fine, but pray for people whom you don't know. I think that would be a best gift for all of us. And with lots of love, duas, take care of yourself.
One more last thing, Kiribhai. Thank you so much for organizing this wonderful event. Absolutely amazing.
It was.
Thank you so much. I think you've done a wonderful job. Absolutely amazing.
It's my
Yes,
pleasure.
second.
I'm loving every part of it, and I'm so fortunate, and thank you Allah that He's given me this opportunity to learn so many things from you lovely, wonderful people. Take care of yourself, be good, enjoy yourself, have a great Sunday ahead, and keep smiling and keep spreading smiles, inshallah. Take care once again. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, I would also like to tell the viewers who wanted the support group to share their numbers up either somewhere down the line to the admins or somebody here so that you all can form the group. Otherwise, if we lose out, we close the session, we don't get your contact information. So reach out to the admins.
Yeah, so admin of Yazera TV, Yazera Trust can take charge of it. If you can drop your email address or your number, I would request you guys to monitor it and ensure that the right people connect with the respective panelist. Thank you so much once again. So Bakar Abbas has given his number. He's the main coordinator, backbone of communicating, organizing all the events that are happening in Bangalore and across Bangalore, right from medical aid to education. Bakar Abbas, can we have your last words? A representative of Yazera Trust.
We want to see him also.
Yes. Manzoor bhai, are you there? And special thanks to Zisha Naga, who's been sitting in Muscat, who's been organizing this, coordinating it, all the collaterals, the lovely creatives that you see, the write-ups that he's created, the videos that Aliza, Yasha and Zisha Naga has created. Thank you so much. Without your communication, I don't think we would have had people to join us here. So hats off to you guys. The back end hidden gems are not here. So thank you once again. Take care of yourself and Khuda Hafiz.
Thanks to all. Khuda Hafiz.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You all can exit the Zoom meeting. Thank you so much once again, panel. Bye. Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz.
Yes.
Bakar bhai, you came in now. Tell us.
No issues.
We wanted to see you, Bakar bhai. We want you to talk, Bakar bhai.
Nothing. It's very wonderful session. Thanks to KK bhai, Abbas bhai. You are my inspiration. You are my motivation. Whenever I see you, I get more energy. As you are a special person, you're doing a lot of work. Inshallah, soon personally we'll meet you.
Inshallah, bhai.
Thanks to Sister Nishad and thanks to Kavita also. I'm really thankful. Very wonderful and very informative session. And thanks. And please pray for Sister Ammar. We need special prayers for her. Inshallah.
Yes.
She's our backbone for Yazera Trust also. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's little boy with Fatima Kirmani. Salam alaikum.
How sweet.
That's her grandson, Misam.
Oh my, how nice.
Hi, Misam. You're so cute. Thank you so much once again, panel. Thank you once again. Khuda Hafiz. Take care.
Khuda Hafiz. Thank you.
With much more informative and better programs, inshallah. Take care. Khuda Hafiz.